I thought I had it with OC Remix. Like, I thought I was golden. I didn't know your stream was monetized.
Yeah, woohoo! But
There's a puppy.
Yes.
There's a puppy with a ball.
Yes. As long as I
He's got eye boogies.
get it.
Oh no, not eye boogies.
I will be monetized. So join the stream, suckers.
Yeah. So you are unable to listen to the delightful music that I'm going to concoct, but
it is unfortunate.
I am sorry that I was unable to find a way around that.
It happens.
Sure, but I was really hoping to find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
Huh. We are not a tremendously knowledgeable party here, kids.
Are you saying we're not smart? Yeah.
I'm intelligent.
Well, I mean, no one in the party is int-focused. And the only knowledge skills of, like, Arcana, religion, history, and nature that we have is that 2 people are both proficient in history. So that's gonna be interesting. Y'all aren't gonna know shit about shit. Honestly, this delights me.
I mean, how are we gonna know shit about the Feywild?
I mean, that's why you take Arcana and nature.
But
Get off.
You can't take history.
History is dicey because history is generally not implied to be multi-planar. Whereas things like Arcana and religion are assumed to be, and nature, within certain bounds, is as well. But I was checking. I'm making a little reference for myself of various party stats, and one thing I was checking is who was proficient in what knowledge skills, and the answer is most of y'all, none.
What happened?
I'm making a reference sheet for myself for the party with stuff like your ACs, your passive perceptions and insights and investigations. And I noted that there are very few members of the party who are proficient in the various knowledge skills. So y'all aren't gonna know shit about Duck.
I'm a lot crazier than I'm smart.
I think because the whole party went charisma for them. Not the whole party, but a lot of the party went charisma. Basically.
No one in the party is int-focused. The entire party is either charisma or wisdom. And that is, honestly, delightful to me.
I'm happy.
Oh shit! Is that the whole group? Or is the whole group here?
Woo!
Jess, do you have music muted on your end?
I do believe so. I have
Fantastic.
Give me 1 second.
Before
I need to find my phone so I can change this light real quick.
Yeah, before I kick in, does anyone have any last-minute questions about really anything?
Not really.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm a happy dumpling today.
Aw, I love that.
I got another subscription. Like, I'm now at 3 subscriptions total.
Oh shit, my dude, congrats.
Yeah.
Can everyone confirm for me, please, that you are able to move your tokens here on the launch page?
Yes, sir.
You know, I almost didn't recognize my own character.
Amazing.
Great start.
Shannon is checking on a thing in her room, so she will move her token as soon as she is able.
I normally play anime-styled pictures, so I was like, "This isn't." It was like,
"What is this realistic bullshit?"
Exactly. What is this realism?
What is this?
Your Wednesday character's name is Amara, right?
What?
Your Wednesday character's name is Amara?
No.
Is it not?
No.
Who's Wednesday?
I think Kyle's going insane again.
That's a shame.
No, Jess, what's
my
your
Wednesday person? Oh no, wait. It is Amara.
What's wrong, Shannon?
Yeah, Kyle's not crazy, Jess.
You lost your phone?
Hey.
Oh, everyone come join the stream.
Sanity is underrated. It's rather fun.
Come join the stream. First time jitters, baby. Everyone put your cameras on. Here's looking at you, Kyle Strockness. Is he not on?
Now, why would we ever like put a camera on?
So that people can see you. Because you're a special snowflake.
I bet you guys are excited and everything. Meanwhile, I'm just having a panic attack because I still don't know who Alistair is as a person.
Put your camera on so we can see your panic attack.
But if he doesn't want to have it on, he doesn't have to.
You don't have your camera set up, do you?
That's basically the equivalent of on top of my head. Oh my god.
Was it in her boobs? They can't hear me.
Also not appropriate.
Was it in your boobs, Shannon?
No, it was in front of my monitor. It was like the equivalent. It was the nerd gamer equivalent of on like glasses on top of the head.
Honestly, I always have to check my boobs because I stick my phone in there often. Kyle, you know your camera's not working,
I don't
right? You
have
didn't set up your other
enough.
camera?
I just realized that.
I don't have enough for that.
I just realized I'm living in a cave. The only light in this entire house is my monitor.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Hey, that
I'm not-
was my last night experience, and that was a fun night of Jackbox, okay?
I've not turned on any other light in this house.
Although,
Incredible.
y'all watch this.
Ooh. Look at you, fancy. You're so fancy.
I can make my bedroom the red light district. I probably shouldn't say that on a Twitch stream. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
Considering
in
what
regard.
that means, probably not.
It ain't my stream.
And that is why I don't stream D&D.
Let's do.
You can't control what people are gonna say.
Exactly.
You know,
Purple than blue than purple,
if
but I
need
accept
be, we
this.
can always bleep it out later on the replay, but
There you go.
I'm all for free speech.
Meanwhile, Joe's just disappearing into his green screen.
Yeah, he's disappearing into the void.
Oh, am I a little bit? I can turn that off.
No, it's only when you lean
No.
back.
It's
never
fine.
lean
I
back.
just find it funny.
It's funny.
It's like the Homer Simpson in the bush meme.
All right, kids, how are we all feeling tonight? Are we ready to start
I'm
this campaign?
excited.
Anxiety.
Not gonna lie. I nearly lost track of time and was gonna continue streaming Legends of Runeterra for a while.
No.
Well, I'm really glad you
This was
posted
one
that
that
in the
thought it started
Discord.
90 minutes ago.
No, I didn't think it started 90 minutes ago.
I thought you said, doesn't it start in 5 minutes?
Yeah. That's not 90
Then,
minutes ago.
welcome, one and all, and welcome to our very first session of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am your humble Dungeon Master, Joseph, or JD, to my players, and with me, right now, are my Sylvan Seekers. Say hello, Sylvan Seekers.
Hello, Sylvan
Hello,
Seekers.
Sylvan Seekers.
2 out of 5 is alright, I'll take it.
I think 3.
Say we're the
I got
good-
3. I got 3. I love that. Thank you. So we are landing across the multiverse, following a magical carnival, the Witchlight Carnival, as it passes through the world, bringing joy and delight to people everywhere.
Just
And we
not to all.
alight on this carnival on one specific day, deep within the world of Sid Cathil, on the city ship of Vardaheim. We find the Witchlight Carnival having surrounded itself within a forest of its own making on this city ship. But specifically, we pan deeper into the carnival, for within one specific attraction, in the Mystery Mines, we find our first hero. Kyle, would you be so good as to describe your character for us?
Yes. I am playing Alistair Buttons. He is a young-ish Harangon monk. and he is employed by the Witchlight Carnival. He's got some shit going on.
And some shit indeed he does have going on, for currently he is roughly neck deep within the workings of the mystery mine, as one of the carts has gotten itself stuck halfway through. Alistair, you are currently working on getting the cart unstuck. The actual people have gotten out of the ride for the time being. And you hear...
Sorry, I lost you for a second at the word stuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is a cart that has gotten itself stuck about midway through the mines, and you are currently working to extricate it. You can hear the mutterings of Zafixo, the ride's proprietor and engineer, alternating between watching your progress and trying to placate the carnival goers. How are the repairs going? Alistair, you tell me.
I think because it's stuck, the camera enters on Alistair, kind of just punching it, trying to get it unstuck. And he's good with his hands, and that's not what people usually mean when they say that. And so he's just punching the cart. And he just yelled, sorry, the dwarf's name was...
is Zafixo. Zephiixo.
Okay. He just be like, fucking Zafixo, I can't get this unstuck! And he's like, almost like Kamehamehaing it with his fist, just like... You know,
Alistair, let's see how much trouble you're having. Give me the first roll of the campaign, if you would, and give me an athletics check, please.
Should have figured out a way to use acrobatics. Oh well.
Still, a 15 is very good.
Yeah.
Alistair, as you say that, you turn around to face Zafixo at the mouth of the mines, and you turn and you slip on a rock, and you accidentally kick backwards to right your balance, and you knock the cart back onto the track, and it starts rolling away from you.
God, stop it. I would just be like, I should have kicked it from the beginning. That would have been much smarter.
You hear Zafixo from the mouth go, is everything alright back there?
Yeah, I just gotta kick stuff from now on. That fixes it good.
I mean, if it works for you, I'll take it. With that accomplished, you manage to take the cart back to the end of the ride where it shuffles back into the rotation. And Zafixo gets the carnival goers back onto it. You see a group of 3 or 4 what are referred to as Kavasek in this world, which are functionally anthropomorphic otters. Climb into one of the carts, all chittering excitedly amongst themselves in whatever native language they speak in this world. The magic of the carnival translates it to common for you, so you are able to understand that the 4 of them are all apparently scared of the dark, but are delighted and excited to see what happens in this ride. As it goes further in, you hear their shocked and terrified screams, followed by nervous giggling down the mine.
Do these otter creatures have dark vision?
You don't know. Judging by the screaming and giggling, you would guess not, but you're not sure. Zafixo is looking up at you. Zafixo is a dwarf. Yes, he is a dwarf. He stands just a little under 4 feet tall, so I imagine he's looking up at you. And he says, that was some fine kicking you did back there, I guess. Good job there. Why don't you go ahead and take a break for a while? I believe there are some of the other hands whiling away the afternoon over in one of the staff tents.
Yeah, I can take time off. That sounds good. I got tomorrow off, so I'll just start it early.
Well, don't take the whole day off, but just a little should be fine, I think. You did good. He pats you on the nearest appropriate spot he can reach, which is around your shin somewhere. and sends you on your way. Alistair, you travel throughout the carnival. The sights and whimsy and wonders. I'm sorry, what?
Sorry. I kind of forgot to mention this. Maybe I won't keep it because it doesn't make sense. I kind of originally, Haragon, you can pick between small and medium, and I had made him small.
Oh, lovely. So you are about eye level with Sufixo then. Fantastic. Aroundish, how tall is Alistair?
You was baby.
I was thinking like 3 to 4.
Okay, so you might be one of the very few people in the carnival whose Sufixo actually has a couple of inches on.
Yeah.
Which makes this truly lovely. I think that's one reason why Sufixo likes you, because he doesn't have to crane his up to look at you. It hurts his neck after a while.
Oh.
And he can actually talk to you, man to man. He likes that.
Yes.
So Alistair... Sorry?
Alistair definitely has a Napoleon complex.
Fantastic. We will get into that later, I think. Alistair, you make your way through the carnival, and the whimsy and wonder of it you've largely become inured to it over your time working here, but some of the stuff still kind of gets you. You watch an 8-foot-tall treant passing across the crowds, showering them with seeds and flowers. One of the flowers lights between your ears on top of your head.
One of my what? I missed that. I heard something about.
One of the flowers that a treant is showering a crowd with, alights on your head between your ears.
I think I would grab it and then just throw it because I don't go in for the frilly stuff. Like I don't really. No, flowers are too much for me.
Flowers are too much for you?
Toxic masculinity, my dude.
You see the treant kind of look a little bit sad, but he nods at you. He understands that they're not for everyone. And he is going, and you continue onwards. You find the particular staff tent where a couple of the other Witchlight hands are refreshing themselves in the mid-afternoon, which is to say, day drinking.
Before I get to the alcohol, I want to order some from the popcorn stand. But I have a special I get.
There are a variety of various popped goods that you can choose from. And I believe I know what you were looking for specifically. Yeah. And Cyril, who is the gnome who is currently managing concessions and refreshments for staff, sees you coming and already has ready for you a small paper bag that is full of little orange puffs that are buttered popped carrots.
Not many people know you can pop carrots, but you can pop anything.
I mean, I can't say that I was aware that you could do that before you told me how to, so hey, this is on the house, kid.
Woo.
Cyril has also dyed his hair bright orange, so he is about 2.5 feet tall with an extra probably 7 inches of bright orange hair jutting out from his head. As you pick up your snack from him, you hear someone go, "Hey, Buttons! Hey, Buttons!" And
I throw some in my mouth, and I turn around to see who's calling for me.
You look over to see 3 other hands who are sitting at a table and are already looking like they're pretty well into their drinking. The one who called your name was a hand that you know named Ginkle. She is an older goblin woman who's been with the carnival for a while now. Sitting with her are an elf male named Soma and a halfling man named Seth, who both look like they have been sitting with Ginkle for a while and are welcome to have someone else to distract her attention from them.
What are they drinking? Do I have to bring my own drink, or do they have a pint or something there?
They don't have one for you, but you already see Seth getting up to go get something for you. When he sees that you have nothing else in your hands but your food.
I give him I give him like a 1-2, like, good job.
Seth nods at you. There's an understanding there. So you walk over to them, I assume?
Yes. I walked over.
Lovely.
I do the thing where you turn the chair backwards and then I sit in it.
Very, very cool guy. I love that. Ginkle raises her bottle of some kind of wine, you would imagine. And she says, "Here's to one more day of work, huh? I heard you did good today."
It's not work, like what you're doing.
Damn straight it ain't. I knew I liked you, Buttons. She wipes some of the wine that she was drinking off her mouth, and Soma kind of chuckles, both good-naturedly and awkwardly.
As Seth comes back, I'd be like, so we're drinking. Are we gonna make a game of it?
Soma's eyes go wide, and Seth says, "I think we are gonna make a game of it now." Ginkle says, "I love games! What are the stakes?" And Seth says, "Shouldn't we find the rules so that no stakes first?"
I love it.
Can we?
So
you can tell, I have a question. You can tell me if it's acceptable. Can we gamble like shift? So like if if they have a day off, I could take their day off and they'd have to work. They'd have to work, and then they'd have to
yeah, there's no reason why you can't. Remember that there is a rule in the carnival that if you take off more than one day in a row, you are assumed to have resigned.
Yes, can't have 2 in a row. Got that.
Right. But you offer a day off.
Yeah.
And Seth's eyes widen, and Soma says, "Don't you already have a day off scheduled tomorrow?"
Yeah, this is a future thing. So if I want future time off, I can get that future, and then like it's like you can call it in whenever you want.
And Ginkle says, "I love me some greed. Let's do it." So you have agreed to a drinking contest with these three now. So I'm gonna say, what is your Constitution modifier, Alistair?
My con mod is a +3.
It is a +3. Okay. I'm gonna do some quick GM rolling. Give me just a moment. Let's see. I need to get the chat window back. Where did it go? Give me 1 second, because I think I've fucked up Roll20 for myself, which is always fun. It's fine. I popped out the chat window earlier, and then I couldn't get it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that.
I do that. Meanwhile, I'm also DMing you hot pictures of men, so.
I noticed that. I don't mind.
Don't worry about that. Save that for
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The first one wasn't good enough? Damn.
Okay, so it becomes quickly clear, Alistair, when you are on your 3rd drink, that A, you have an advantage because you haven't been drinking already, and B, none of them have a constitution to match yours. However, Ginkle is actually done by her 2nd. She's been going hard for a while, and you don't think she has it in her to do much more. And she doesn't gracefully bow out so much as she falls off of her chair. However, Soma, remarkably, manages to keep up with you into your 4th. So give me a Constitution saving throw, if you would be so kind.
Also a +3.
Nice! So you and Soma are, like, locking eyes over the rims of your glasses as you're finishing this 4th beer, and you can see Soma start to waver. And as he's... Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I pull a full carrot out of my pocket, and I start dipping it in the alcohol, and then just, like, eating the carrot, too. So it's like I need something to chase it with. You know, like a pickleback.
Incredible. So not only do you finish this beer in 1 chug, you also start sopping up the remains with the carrot. Soma, when he's about 3/4 of the way through, starts laughing when you do that and starts coughing up some of it, and he stops. All right. I give. Good lord, who taught you how to drink like that? And Seth says, I don't think that's something you learn. I think it's something you're born with.
Alistair has like a moment where like he gets a little glassy-eyed, and like he definitely is not drinking like a teenager. He's definitely drinking like someone who knows how to hold their liquor. And then he comes back and he's like, I don't know, I've just been always able to do it. What can I tell you?
None of the three of them, especially with their heavy inebriation, notice your moment of glassy-eyedness.
Yeah.
Although Ginkle manages to climb her way back up onto her chair, giggling the whole time, and she says, "Some people just old souls, old souls, they're old livers. So is it a liver or a kidney?" And Soma says, "I think it's a kidney, right? Kidneys filter."
You gotta be kidding me.
So you share an you end up actually going with them, I think, a fair bit longer than you'd intended to. And when you hear,
I'm now owed 3 days off whenever I see fit. I can just trade shifts with them.
You will have to work out the details of that later, because all four of you are way too drunk to work out the details of that right now. But you realize almost before you notice it, that you were hearing like fireworks and music coming from the big top, and you realize. I'm sorry, what was that?
No, right before you said big top, I said, I gotta get to the big top, and then you said big top, so.
And Ginkle says, "Oh shit, is it the crowning already? What time is it?" And Seth says, "I think we all need to get going. Crap." And you all rush off towards the Witchlight Monarch crowning. Your heavy inebriation makes the rest of that night largely a blur. But at some point in the night, you have this kind of bleary-eyed recollection at one point that Nicholas walks up to you. And Nicholas is another goblin. He is an ornery little man who handles the ticket counter. And he walks up to you at one point and he says, "Hey, buddy, don't you worry about tomorrow. Somebody's already bought a ticket for you to come into the carnival as a guest." Before you can ask him any questions, he's already gone again back into the crowd, leaving you with that odd knowledge that someone outside the carnival
likes you.
has purchased a ticket for you to visit the carnival tomorrow. What is on Alistair's mind as that happens?
I think that he, first of all, being drunk at work, really good. It's like the best form of work. But second of
Choice.
But about the ticket, I think he doesn't have the memory solid enough, but like he gets a vague thing of like the word ticket and like him buying a ticket or him having a ticket rings a bell. But as far as he is aware, he's never bought a ticket to the carnival. So that's weird.
The rest of your night, Alistair, passes largely in a blur of activity. Given that you do work for the Big Top, you are kept very busy by the management of the monarch crowning and the activities that follow. And before you know it, the night has come and gone, and morning is coming again. As it always does in some new world, with a new sun rising over the horizon. And as you watch the carnival set itself up as Mr. Witch oversees it with his pocket watch in hand, we move away from the site of the carnival to a little bit earlier in the morning. And we take ourselves over to a small farming hamlet in the outskirts of the city of Waterdeep, where we find an older gentleman. I say older, but only older than Alistair is currently, who has only just returned home, but is already preparing to leave again. Wyatt, would you be so good as to describe your character for us?
I would love to. Gordon is a very strapping half-elf male. Specifically, a investigator. Private investigator, that is.
Fantastic. And Gordon, what are you doing at this moment?
At the moment, I'm probably looking at all my stuff laid out on my bed, trying to figure out what's getting packed into where.
Fantastic. Gordon, you are in your home, trying to repack yourself as you prepare for a journey. It won't take you very far, but you also aren't entirely sure what you're going to need. A little bit of money, a little bit of various tools, some chalks, some mirrors, some other writing implements, maybe some charcoal. When you hear someone knocking at your doorframe.
Nope, my bad.
No, go right ahead.
Yeah, come on in. Just mind the mess.
You hear a voice from behind you as you hadn't even bothered turning around to address this person. A distinctive and familiar feminine voice say, "Thank you for the invitation, but I'd actually already let myself in." And you turn around to see an old friend of yours, Maybelle Newseed, standing in the doorway of your bedroom. She is dressed simply in hardy farming clothes. You know that she has started to help out more in her family's farm, rather opposite you, who moved pretty much as far away from your family's farm as you could, as soon as you had the chance. And she looks at you kind of bemusedly as she glances over your haphazard packing attempts. And she says, "You look about as organized as I've ever seen you."
Well, I basically dumped out the stuff from my last, and now I'm trying to figure out what I still need. And I pulled up my thing of thieves' tools. Backpack or the chest?
For that, I can't say that I rightly know what those are, but backpack?
Backpack it is.
They look kind of, I don't know, delicate?
Yeah, takes a delicate hand, my line of work, you know that.
I guess I do. We were kind of hoping you would stick around a bit longer this time.
Well, I may or may not have picked up another job before I even got home.
And, I don't suppose this one you can actually tell me about?
Will it get you to stop being so curious?
I reckon it won't.
I'm not surprised. Well, I may or may not have run into somebody who knows about that place.
Her face immediately falls at that mention as she says, "Gordon."
Look, it's the principle. I can't just drop this. You know
Is
that.
it the principle? Or is it just your principles? I feel like you can tell in her tone that you feel an argument coming that you've had a dozen times with her. You have been making a mountain out of this molehill for years now.
Look, you know I'm not the person to just drop things. And on top of this, it's for a job. It's not just personal vendetta. Someone's
Oh yeah?
paying.
Well, who's the client then? Is it you? Are you paying you for this job?
I am not. And
He raises an
you know
eyebrow
I don't feel
disbelievingly.
comfortable. You know I don't feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah, I know. One more of them principles, huh? She walks over and drops herself sitting onto your bed, looking over your pack. And this ain't gonna be the end of it neither, is it? It's just you.
I'm kind of hoping this might be. I'm dead set on getting our shit back.
Our? Gordon, do not think that this is a favor you are doing for me. You know my feelings about this, and you know that She stops herself, and you get the impression she was going to say something a little bit hurtful to you. I just don't understand. I don't know why this weighs so heavily on your mind.
I never really told you what I lost, did I?
I mean, you just said it was a thing. I figured it... I mean... I lost something that I liked, you know? I ain't never gonna get Mr. Bun back. Still sometimes.
That's just the thing. You lost an actual thing. Mine was a bit more, and I just kind of looks very uncomfortable. Personal.
I don't know what does that mean, Gordon?
How do I put this in a way that's easy to digest?
Oh, don't treat me like I'm dumb.
It's not that. Here, close your eyes for a moment. Just humor me.
She rolls her eyes, but then closes them. All right.
You know my dad. You know him. He's hard to miss. He's a monster of a person, right?
I was trying to avoid talking about him because I know it makes you uncomfy, but all right. Yeah, I know Samuel.
You can picture his face right now, right?
Yeah, I saw him this morning.
You're the only one of us in the room who can.
Her eyes fly open. I'm sorry, what?
I never told anyone, but when I'm not looking at either of my folks' face, I just can't. I can't picture it. I can't remember their face when I'm not looking. All I've got is, well, voice.
Well, Gordon, that's awful. Gordon, that can't be related to the carnival. That's not something you can just pluck out of someone's pocket.
But
it's a curse.
It's the only thing that makes sense. It happened right after we got home.
But
if you eliminate the probable, all that remains is the impossible. You know that.
Okay, yeah, I know that you read your detective books or whatever, but come on. We both...
I'm not the only person... Yes. And I'm not the only person who lost something like this. That's why they hired me. And that's why I'm comping their investigation.
So you ain't even making money off it? No.
Not this one, but...
I don't know. Have you spoken to the deacon about this? This sounds like more of a, I don't know, some magic nonsense.
I never really tried. You know how things are here. People get to talking, and then next thing you know, I'm Devil Boy because I can't remember my folks. And
I know that breaks Samuel's heart if he knew.
Which is why he won't.
I ain't gonna tell no one, Gordon.
I appreciate that. And I put a hand on her shoulder. Truly.
She
and then
brings a hand up to lay over yours. I know.
Oh dear.
She's looking at you, waiting because you're about to say something.
What? just kind of mulls over it for a second and immediately segues, holding up his new handy toy, hand crossbow. So, I don't think I should be carrying this one on me, should I?
I don't. There's a disappointment in her eyes that fades quickly. I don't. No, I don't reckon they let those kinds of things into a carnival, right?
And I immediately toss it into the chest.
Yeah. I guess I'll leave you to your packing then. Sounds like you got somewhere important to be.
Hold on a minute, Belle.
Yeah.
Should I come back from this with all the things and, hey, who knows, maybe even Mr. Bunn just kind of...
I mean, she kind of mulls over what you're saying because she recognizes that you're saying more than just the words that you said. You know you can always come back here, Gordon.
Well, I was thinking more somewhere else.
Gordon, give me an insight check if you would be so kind.
Lost it. There it is.
There is a hurt on her eyes that she forgets to mask for just a half second before it's gone. And she puts on a smile and she says, I guess after all that detective work you've been doing, you wouldn't be too happy here no more, would you?
Well, it's not chiseled in stone. I just thought it'd be worth mulling over for a bit.
Yeah. Well, wherever you do go, Gordon, I hope you find what you're looking for. And,
well,
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was gonna say, finish it off. Well, first things first, I'm coming back here. I need some R&R after this one.
You do that. She rests a hand on your door frame and walks out of your field of view. Gordon, you finish packing up your things. You consider yourself a man of preparation, and a man of knowledge. And you know, as you walk out of your front door and towards where you had been told the carnival would be alighting this morning, that you are taking a step further to find what has been missing. You feel purposeful as you stride off down the road.
I think I'd like to throw out my lute and play as I go. Just
I love that.
Little traveling song.
Gordon, you find yourself a nice jaunty bit of traveling music as you head down the road. And the camera pans up and travels over to a small clearing by a cabin in the woods. And in this clearing, we find a young artist working to capture the beauty around her. Shannon, would you be so kind to describe your character for us?
Hello. So I am playing Amara Celtis. She is a pretty unassuming human girl, about mid-20s. The only thing really, eye-catching about her, if you will excuse the pun, and it was not intended, is that her pupils are pure white. There's still, an iris and all of that, but there is no color in her eyes.
Amara, you are, and 1 second because I forgot to flash up Gordon's token as well during his portion. This is Mr. Gordon Birkin, with whom we just shared an intimate scene. But Amara, you are reclined on a grassy knoll by your cabin. you are attempting, as I mentioned, to sketch nature around you. What does Amara use for her drawing? Does she have charcoal? Is it a pencil? Is it ink?
It depends. There's different things. If it's a quick sketch, it's usually charcoal.
So right now you have a piece of charcoal that's marring your fingers as it passes over your page. The area around you is unremarkable, but beautiful in its own unremarkability. And more than anything, it is blissfully quiet. Or at least it would have been, except that you, at the base of this incline on which you are currently reclining, you hear someone calling out, "Yo! Yo, little sis!" And you peek over your paper to find two of your brothers waving to you from the base of the hill.
I am colorblind, not deaf.
God damn. You hear one of them says, sometimes you kind of seem like both. And he gets elbowed by the other. You recognize Farai and Zasan, two of your older brothers, neither of whom is the oldest of your siblings. Both of whom are dressed in hunting leathers with bows slung over their backs, who are approaching you on the hill. Farai, the younger of the pair, says, "You got any refreshments for two parched travelers over in that cabin of yours?"
I'm sure I could find something, although I'm not sure it would actually keep up to date of your palate.
They both chuckle a little bit at that, and Zasan says, "What are you sketching there?" As he does not look at your paper as much as snatch it out of your hands.
Well, you're looking at it now, so you tell me.
Huh. Doesn't look finished.
Well, you did interrupt me.
I mean, they share a glance. That's fair. He hands it back to you as they both kind of wait expectantly for you to lead the way back to your cabin.
I roll up the paper and I thwack both of them on the head with it. Just like a light tap.
Amara, how high up do you have to reach their heads?
I imagine they're much taller than me. Like, I have older brothers in real life who are about, like, 6'5", and I am the opposite of that at, like, 5'4".
Is Amara the opposite of that?
Yeah.
Lovely. Both of your brothers take after your mother, who is an impressively tall and powerfully built woman, whereas you are built more like your father, who was a more slender, kind of scholarly type. And they both chuckle at that as they allow themselves to be bopped on the head by you, and follow you back to your cabin. They make idle chatter on the way about the game they had hunted this morning. It's barely past sunrise, but they have, according to them at least, already bagged a 12-point stag. Given the way that Farai and Zasan talk, you're not sure how true that is.
So what brings you out here?
The two of them share a glance before Farai says, "You know, just checking up on our precious little sister." And he ruffles your hair. What is... Let me... Oh, I closed that when I had to restart Roll20. Amara, I'm not going to make you roll for that because your passive insight is 14. You know that it's true they were coming to check up on you, but there was a certain degree of concern. How long have you been out here at your cabin, Amara?
I would say at least maybe like a night or two preparing for the trip.
Yeah, so you've been there solidly since yesterday afternoon. And you get the impression that neither of them felt comfortable leaving you on your own for that long. They are not willing to say as much, but it's all over their faces.
She just shakes her head and unlocks the door. And then she holds it open and gestures like you would to like a grand hallway, but it's like this quaint little cabin in the woods with like greenery everywhere, maybe like a pot of tea on the kettle or something like that.
Zasan says, "There's that famous Celtis hospitality." Forgot how small this place was. Farai knocks him on the shoulder, and he says, "So, we heard that you were that you had something in mind for today?"
Where did you hear that from?
Oh, you know, around. Just around.
Nobility. They have to know everything. Yeah, I'm
Hey,
going
little
on
sis,
a trip.
I'd be careful what you said. You're nobility too, remember?
I'm going on a trip.
They both say
Last I checked, I didn't have to ask for permission past the age of 20.
Farai walks over and leans his elbow on the top of your head. You can't possibly expect two older brothers to not worry about their precious little sister, would you? Come on.
While the worry is appreciated, I'm not going... Well, actually, I guess I should ask this out of character. Is it a trip that we're all going alone? Do we all think that we're going alone, or did some of us plan to go together?
That sounds like an inter-party question.
Yeah.
To my understanding, the only ones who I know are going together are Zalora and Cedric, though that can be changed right now if anyone wants to do so.
Gordon, do you want to go together?
I was about to ask that myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because Gordon got Zalora's, what's the word?
Contact.
Patron, I guess?
Yeah.
Like, the person who's, like, he's working for, right?
Zalora is his client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so wouldn't they travel together as well?
Well, I believe that he sends me a note.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
me
we
not
meet
knowing
up,
things.
But I imagine I would not actually know who the client was until we actually meet up, because I like that big reveal.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm going with a friend.
Both of them gasp, scandalized. You can already detect the specific impression of your cousin.
Not Cedric.
That you detect the impression of your cousin Magdalene, who is a relentless gossip, and they say, "Not Cedric. Are you two-timing the Ignister boy?"
You cannot two-time something that does not exist.
Yeah, so you both say, but it's
doesn't
only a
exist.
matter of time. Come on.
Ignoring that.
Aww.
Moving on.
Okay, so you're going on a date with some common-born, and where are you taking him? Or her?
You know, not every relationship is an actual relationship. I could say the same thing about you and your writing partner, Lance.
Farai cocks an eyebrow because he is notoriously a whore. I mean, that sounds fake, but okay. Zasan says, "Yeah, but Farai and Lance are fucking, and everyone knows that."
I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you for yes-anding that.
I got you.
And then, just as that happens, the tea kettle starts screaming. Huh, would you look at that?
Both Farai and Zasan, jump, and they go, "Why would you enchant a tea kettle to scream?" The tea kettle. And Zasan says, "That was Aunt Baxia, wasn't it? She did that."
I don't have magic. It's true. None of my ranger spells have actually, like, effects that people would see as magic. They do a thing to another thing.
Both of them let it go, so there is a certain degree of suspicion there. There's that, I'm watching you, between you and the both of them. And Zasan says, so, as they seat themselves at your table, which I assume has enough chairs for all of you.
Yes.
So, when are you gonna go meet this person? When should we get out of your hair, is the question that my dear brother is asking.
I believe the plan was later tonight. I still have a small amount of packing to do.
You're meeting later in the morning.
Oh, are we? Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
You spent the whole day at
that. Okay. I have a few minutes.
Oh, we're in a rush then, are we? Well, then we won't take you too long, but we will accept your gracious hospitality.
Of course.
Of course. Of course. The both of them share a cup of tea with you, and you kind of share some more idle chatter over the family. Apparently your father's looking to expand the estate's forests into some of the nearby woods, and he's experiencing a bit of pushback from Baldur's Gate about that, the government of which owns many of the forests there. But beyond those kinds of basic petty squabbles, there's not a whole lot going on politically in the family.
That's actually a good thing, because when there is a lot going on politically, it usually ends badly for Amara.
And it tends to involve her specifically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Youngest daughters are very often political pawns.
Mm-hmm. True facts.
You don't think your father would ever do that? But I imagine Amara has seen it happen to more than one friend.
I imagine that it was maybe discussed before the incident. And then after the incident, she was considered maybe damaged goods and more difficult to marry off.
A little bit less desirable for other noble children. They actually, as they mentioned, the political dealings kind of get a whiff of your dampened mood at that talk, and hurriedly and very obviously attempt to shift topics to something else. And they kind of stumble about it for a bit before Farai says, "Look at the time! Look at the sun! We should probably be going." And Zasan says, "I think we've taken up enough of your time and your tea for this morning."
I always have plenty of tea for you guys.
And Farai says, "Oh, but not plenty of time?" Before he gets caught around the neck by Zasan and dragged off, and he says, "Come on, let's not push Amara any further than we already have." As Zasan pushes Farai out the door, he turns to you. He was the middle child for a while before you came along, and he looks at you with a bit of concern in his eyes, and he says, "Hey, you haven't been home a lot recently. Is everything all right?"
I've been dealing with some things.
Is this about the he's
Yes.
trying to reference your color blindness without saying it, and in doing so, almost being more insensitive about it.
Yes, it's about the eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything will come with this, and I've made peace with myself with that. But I don't know, it feels like I've got to try.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. And hey, I know that maybe you don't want your older brothers like meddling in this or whatever, but you can talk to us, like if you want help, if you need help. You know that.
Of course.
I love you, little sis.
I love you too.
Bring it here! And Zasan grabs you in a big bear hug. and squeezes you tight before letting you go. You hear Farai at the base of the hill yelling, "Come on!" And he waves as he heads down the hill to meet his brother.
Don't tell him I only hugged you!
Nah, it's our little secret. Amara, you spend the rest of the morning preparing yourself for your trip. How does that look for Amara as she packs her bags and gets ready to go?
So I would say whenever the brothers were in the cabin, they would maybe notice that the cabin would be a little bit of a mess. Like that morning of packing Hurricane, and the last 30 minutes would be her putting all of it together and finally actually having it. And then she would probably sit on the side of the little bed that's like in the corner of the cabin. And maybe look down at her hands where there's charcoal and take a deep breath and like try and push the hope away a little bit. Because like she said, she's resigned herself that this may not actually go through, and if it doesn't, she's going to be fine. She doesn't want to put too much faith into this.
As you head out your door with that kind of resignation weighing heavily on your heart, you see a trio of birds flit past the roof of your house. And in the sunlight, you catch a glimpse of their bright blue wings as the 3 blue jays pass into the forest. And you recall your Aunt Baxia telling you that bluebirds, especially in groups of 3, are signs of good fortune.
Well, I wouldn't know that they were blue wings, but yeah.
Oh my god! Wow! Okay. So they look light gray to your eyes.
I was like, wait, I got some of my color back? What is this?
No, that was me. That was me forgetting all the details. Thank you for catching me.
Also, Kylie, you're muted, so you yelling in
she
your
just
room
got like a
isn't gonna do
momentary like
anything.
and then it's gone.
I thought it was going to be a momentary, like, oh shit, I got a color.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be real good at this, apparently. And Amara, you catch the light gray of birds combined with their wing shapes that you recognize from your Aunt Baxia showing you them as blue jays.
Right.
She spent months teaching you how to recognize birds by their shapes as opposed to by their colors and by their songs. And as their songs reach your ears, you remember her soft, deep voice explaining to you that these birds are signs of good fortune. And with maybe a little bit more hope in your heart.
She puts a hand to the leather cord wrapped around and the bright blue feather that is actually around the leather cord.
And you take off down the road. As Amara vanishes into the tree line, walking down the road towards the carnival, we take our attention a bit further down the coastline, towards a stately manor, where we see, in one of the drawing rooms, where the curtains have been drawn, and within the room, small bursts of darkness greater than the shadows around them flare and die again. We see a young man. Dalton, would you be so good as to describe your character for us?
Okay, I'm playing Cedric Ignister. He is a age 28 tiefling, winged tiefling to be exact. And he has a few defining traits, which are his double horns and his thin tail.
And also the giant pair of wings on his back.
Yeah, let's see him.
Yeah.
Bring him up, Daddy.
Mr. Ignister in all his glory.
This does not give a good representation of the giant wings.
Well, fine then.
I can get that on this thing if you'd like.
It's making me actually get the right character.
There you go. Oh wait, no. I updated it to token. Okay. I look at the image.
You should be able to see his actual character image now. I just pulled it
Yeah.
up. So, Cedric, you are currently working on your magical form. Despite the largely dark nature of the room you're in, you still cast a bit of a shadow from the fragments of light that pass through the curtains. And as your hands weave the somatic components of your spells, the shadow beneath you also weaves its hands in different forms. What spell are you currently working on, Cedric?
Chill touch.
Chill touch. Does Cedric have an incantation for this spell, or?
It's verbal and somatic. So probably he's saying infernal what's the word for it? Chant? Yeah, infernal chants as he activates the spell.
So you chant to yourself in a language that in any other mortal throat would be harsh and guttural, but comes out almost melodic from yours. Like your throat was made to speak such words. As you weave the spell and you feel the necrotic energies gathering in the room, you also hear a knocking on the door. A polite attendant's knock.
Come in.
The door opens, bringing with it a flood of light from the hallway outside, which itself has several windows. And you see an elderly dwarven woman who is currently carrying a tray of small pastries and looking at you with nothing but kindness in her eyes. And she says, "Oh dear, Master Cedric, have I interrupted something?"
Oh, nothing particular. Just the average training.
Shame that a boy of your skill can't find someone else to train him in the arcane arts. And she looks with a certain degree of knowing at you as she says these words.
I had one teacher. That's enough of it.
I didn't mean to pry, Master. I apologize. She shuffles up and drops the tray of pastries on the table in the center of the room. And she looks over you briefly. And Cedric, you're not... Actually, no, your husband's is 13. So you know that she is looking at you with the intent to make sure that you're, doing all right without actively asking you that. But as if satisfied with what she sees in your bearing, she says, in regards to the matter that you asked me to look into, Master Cedric, we have determined, or people have determined, that the... Do I have to speak so sideways, Master Cedric?
No, you can always be blunt with me.
Lovely. The carnival you're looking for is going to be appearing just down the road. It should be setting up now.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, I was worried it might be further away.
And forgive me for perhaps overstepping my bounds, but I believe that a matter like this is one that you might wish to discuss with your Lord Father.
And why do you believe so?
She gives you a little bit of an investigative look before continuing. Selminda, the dwarven attendant to whom you are speaking, is someone who has served your family for a while, and she has not been here for so long by speaking out of turn. But she still says, I believe that a quest of this personal of a nature should be something that you would share with your family.
Well,
If not your father, then perhaps one of your siblings.
Well, I respect your viewpoint on it. I've never been one to open up to my family.
I am aware of that, Master Cedric, and I fear that this may not be as much of a virtue as you believe it is. I understand your sister to be in sponsorship of several adventuring companies. Surely she could find someone to assist you in this.
Zalora has already found someone we'll be working with.
Ah. Yes. There's a bit of a change in tone at the mention of Zalora's name. But Selminda catches herself and says, well, I believe my opinion on our madam guest has been made clear over the years. I just want to know that you are taking care of yourself.
I am.
I know you are. She walks up and takes one of your hands, patting the back of it with hers. And she says, just... remember that you're not only doing this for yourself, but for the memory of someone else. Someone who would not wish to see you come to any harm.
I've been practicing what they taught me to ensure that they will not see harm come to me. I know they're watching over me, even now.
They are. They are, darling boy. Well, I believe that the horsemen should have your carriage drawn in just a moment, so best to make your final preparations, I suppose. And eat something before you go. You're looking skinnier than ever.
It's the cloak and the wings.
Your whole family has the wings, boy. It's not just the wings. It's partly the wings, but it's not just the wings.
Good to see you. Keep my brother out of trouble, will you?
Ha! I imagine no saint above could keep Godric out of trouble.
I know, I've tried praying to them. They ignored me.
The saints don't ignore us, boy. They do answer us in ways we don't expect. Keep yourself safe, and the rest will follow. And with that, Selminda leaves you to your preparations. Cedric, I imagine you head back up to your room to finalize your packing and such. Sitting on the wall of your room is a portrait of yourself, crafted in delicate inks and charcoal that depict you the way that you often see yourself, in nothing but shades of varying grays and occasionally blacks. Where does your gaze fall in your room?
I'd go down to a quarterstaff that he uses as a walking stick, purely for the fact that it is a memento given to him from the will of his master.
The old staff feels heavy in your hands, heavier than any staff physically is, because you feel so much more when you carry it. But it also feels right.
It is today.
And Cedric, you are going to head downstairs to meet with your companion before the two of you make your way further on. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your home before you prepare yourself to leave?
Nope. That'll be all.
Lovely. Then we are going to pass our gaze away from the estate of the Ignister family and through a bit of a dreamy haze as we find ourselves somewhere below the ocean. Ethereal songs pass through the water as we gaze upon this immense castle constructed of marble and coral interwoven like the roots of a tree. Within it, we find the bedroom of a young girl. Jess, would you be so kind as to describe your character as she was?
Zalora is tall and slender and athletic and beautiful. And piercing eyes, perfect creamy skin. She is singing a song with a voice that anyone above the ocean hears soon will never be able to tell anyone about.
And harmonizing with your song, Zalora, effortlessly and beautifully, is your mother. She is standing behind you, holding your thick hair in one hand as she brushes it with the other, the bristles passing delicately and effortlessly through your hair. And she pauses in her song as she says, "My darling, even so young, a voice brighter and stronger than any have ever heard."
Thank you, Mom. I've learned so much from you.
Would that I had the knowledge to teach you all that you have learned. She leans down and you feel her lips briefly press against the top of your head in a gesture of somewhat rare affection. And she straightens back up and you see her in your mirror. Her face resembles yours greatly, but the lines are a bit deeper. The cliffs somewhat more severe in her sharp features. As she says, "Your aunts and cousins have taught you more than I ever imagined. And I believe that with time you will be the greatest of us all. But you must be careful, darling. For the lands above have far greater treachery than you understand." She begins to braid your hair delicately so as to maintain its form even in the water. And you feel an occasional, slightly sharp tug that is uncharacteristic for your mother. They will try to steal from you, to cheat you out of your birthright. But you must not give in to them, my daughter. For you will find nothing but malice in their words and treachery in their actions. Do you understand me, Zalora?
I do. I won't be like Jubilee. I won't let them catch me. I'll catch them.
You will. And you will watch them perish.
They will.
And which of these hair ties would you like, miss? And you blink, and you're no longer under the ocean. Your hair is not weightless. It's pulling down on your head uncomfortably. And you look to your side and you see a hand that does not have the delicate blues and greens of your mother's skin, but is instead that nauseating pinkish color.
Don't touch me. Push
her. What? You shove the maid away from yourself and she tumbles to the ground. And you hear us like, "Damn it! What the hell was that for?"
You dare touch me without my permission.
Well, I was brushing your hair, miss. You hear footsteps from outside the door as it opens, and another older maid, this one also human, walks in and says, Miss Namaria, please calm yourself. It's all right. It's all right." The new maid helps the other one up to her feet, who's still grumbling and cursing under her breath. And the new maid, who you briefly recognize as someone named Nancy, says, "Should we leave you to your things, ma'am?"
Yes, leave. I need some time. I don't feel well. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm sorry. And she bends over her mirror and like kind of collapses in her chair and knocks over some bottles, and she goes,
They clatter to the ground. One of them, a delicate piece of glass, shatters against the edge of a cupboard. And you hear one of the maid gasps, and Nancy says, "Oh, miss, let me just get that for you. I'm so sorry."
and I say, so Laura scrambles to try and get the glass instead.
Oh, no, miss, I'm so sorry. I'll get that for you. You don't need to trouble yourself with that one bit. Marigold, would you go get Miss Zalora her letter? Marigold, the maid that you pushed over before, is like, Marigold? Yes, ma'am. I'll get Miss Zalora her letter. Just in the hallway, it looks like Nancy had dropped it before rushing into the room. Nancy continues picking up the pieces of glass on the carpet as Marigold brings in the letter. And Nancy says, "This came for you today, miss. It's, I don't recognize the name of the sender, but it's addressed to you." And Marigold hands you a delicate piece of, actually no, a pretty hardy piece of stationery, with a stylized wax symbol of the letters G and B.
Her hands shake as she takes the letter, and she's like, "I hope this is what I've been waiting for." And she goes over to the corner and kind of like secretly, like slowly starts to peel the letter open.
The wax seal tears as you pull it off, and written in an unpracticed but practical hand, very legible, albeit hardly calligraphy, is a note that explains exactly what you were hoping it would explain. That the carnival has been found.
She kind of looks down and she just kind of covers her face and her lips, and she's like, "He's found it."
Nancy, who sees your expression from across the room, says, "Is it bad news, ma'am?"
"Oh no, it's great news. It's great news. Where's Cedric? I need to talk to him."
I believe Master Ignista was last seen headed down the foyer towards the grounds.
All right. She starts running towards where she thinks Cedric is.
Fantastic. Zalora, you find Cedric as he is, in fact, standing outside the grounds waiting for a carriage.
"Cedric.
Yes.
My man, he's found something."
The location of the carnival, correct?
How did you know?
I had people working on it as well.
And you're just telling me now?
Well, we're going today, aren't we?
Well, of course we are, but you could have told me. I could have brought my things. We could have left already. Let me go grab my things. I'll be right back. And she runs back off.
You rush off. You briefly pass by an older tiefling woman. You know her as the lady of the house. You can't quite recall her name. All these surface names sound odd to you. And she watches you rush by, but does not inquire. I wonder what my son and his guest are up to now. And Zalora, you go to collect your things in your room. Do you allow any of the maids to assist you in collecting your things?
I think that I would just be way too hurried, and I would thoughtlessly start shoving things in, and then perhaps if they saw what I was doing, they would try to help. And then I would stand back and let them pack as I hold on to my nail.
Nancy does, in fact, start to help you pack your things, occasionally asking if you want a certain piece or another. As you hold your knoll in your hand, gripping it, I think a little bit more tightly than you usually do, you feel a presence behind you, and a gentle but almost uncomfortably cold hand alights right at the juncture of your neck and your shoulder. And you hear a voice that is your mother's and not your mother's say, "You're close now. Almost there. You've almost got it."
I've got it. I've got it, Mother. I've got it. I can do it. I promise I can do it.
Don't let your resolve falter. You will do what must be done.
I will. I will. You don't have to squeeze so hard. I'll do it. I can do it.
And the presence is gone, as if it was never there to begin with. And you collect your things, and you go to meet Cedric downstairs, to make your way together towards the next steps to your destiny. And it is here where the title card comes up. The Wilds Beyond the Witchlight. As our intrepid heroes make their way towards the carnival, some by foot, some by carriage, some having already started there, our friends find themselves in the middle of a crowd, bustling around the gates as they watch, for some, maybe the most magical sight of their lives, as a brilliant blue ribbon descends from the sky, followed by a magical train of carriages, pulled by horses, held aloft by butterfly wings. The blue ribbon lands in a massive circle on the ground and sinks into the earth, becoming a river that stretches around a forest that pulls itself up from the earth into existence. As the carriages land, a treant, a fully animated tree, walks down first and begins lifting his hands, calling the other trees a forest around this moat, higher and higher up into the sky, as the carriages land one by one, springing from each other, rides and attractions and a massive red and gold tent that stretches up and around the center of this incredible sight. And you, friends, find yourselves at the gates of the Witchlight Carnival.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's so colorful.
You can't see that. Shut
You
up.
don't know that.
You can see a lot of this. A lot of this is widely visible.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't see it though.
Except for Amara, who can see the sights. You see the glitter and the dust and the trees. You don't see, unfortunately, the brilliant colors of the carnival, but it is nevertheless a magical sight. Massive boats shaped like swans pass across the river in front of you. Some of the children reach out to touch and are startled back when the heads of these swan boats crane around to watch the children. And people begin quickly bustling towards the ticket booth, eager for their chance to step inside the carnival and experience, for many, the greatest night they'll have in a decade. And we rejoin our friends, not necessarily grouped closely together, but close enough to see each other amidst the crowd as they make their way towards the ticket booth. So I am going to leave this now as you mingle in the crowds to you, to let me know, for the first time in this campaign, what the party does.
Am I out here as well?
You are also here, Alistair. Yes, you are part of the crowd as you prepare to enter the carnival. Oddly, you found yourself already here as the carnival was setting up. You blame it on the drunken haze of the previous night, because Ginkle absolutely found you after the big top, and y'all did keep drinking.
Ooh.
Amara, I was not expecting to see you here.
Well, to be honest, you kind of piqued my interest. Oh wait, that was Cedric, not what's the other?
That was Cedric, not Gordon.
Learning names are the hardest part of the first session. God damn it.
Agreed. Agreed.
That is why I made sure that all of your tokens had visible nameplates.
It's just my token
Oh,
was
our tokens
covering
are
his
over
name.
here.
Oh no. Cedric, I wasn't expecting you here either. What are you doing here?
I've come to reclaim something I've lost. We were meeting with someone named Gordon, if you know him.
You're Gordon's tip? Or client? I don't know how that works.
Zalora is his client. I'm the one financing it, since she forgot.
She left her ball with her other clam
Oh no.
I think it's at that point I would have heard that and pulling out my little pipe thing because I like to chew on it when I'm thinking. About the funding, I've been mulling that part over. I'd like to go over that privately, if you will.
Do you need something more? I've given you all I've got.
Actually,
Should I step away?
quite the opposite.
You just asked about privacy.
Well, if you don't mind having this conversation, everyone seems to be somewhat acquainted here.
Well, I'm okay with it being here. I mean, I trust Cedric and Amar, of course. I don't really know who that other person is, but...
Other person?
Look down.
I believe she's referring to the bunny.
Oh no, I don't know you guys, so I kind of put myself a little separate a little bit.
Alistair, I will say, though, that the people around you, some of them do seem familiar in a way that you can't quite place.
Yes, that's why
So
I was
maybe
gonna
you
have
wouldn't be
myself...
too far from them.
Yes, no, I was just gonna put myself like at least like I would say one or two people away because I'm staring at them and trying to place it, but I wouldn't be involved in their conversations yet.
I will say in that case, Amara, you do notice an anthropomorphic rabbit looking at the four of you.
Again?
A puzzled look on his face.
A puzzled look on his face.
It's me and finding rabbits every time I go to this damn carnival.
Do you know him, Amara?
No, I don't think so.
Do you gesture to him or get his attention, Amara?
No, not in an obvious way.
I've now seen that they've
Look over
noticed...
and then, like,
They've
turn her
got
head.
me staring.
Yeah, I will say you absolutely notice that one of them has noticed you looking.
So I probably would go up. And I would highlight. I'd point at Gordon and Amara, and I'd be like, sorry, I didn't mean to stare. Do we know each other? You something's in the back of my mind makes me. You look. Maybe it's one of those. Maybe you have one of those faces.
I don't think so. I did meet Herringorn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Paragon,
I don't.
Yes.
Herringon. Sorry, I don't meet one of your race very often. The last time I did was this carnival, but he was much older. He was, actually pretty ancient, if I remember correctly. But that might just be, like, a child's memory.
To a child, he would have been very old.
Does seem familiar.
As you are standing there talking, you are getting occasionally jostled by the crowd of people heading into the carnival.
And I say Zalora's very shakily checking everyone around her, and she's backed up to try to keep space away from everybody. She kind of cowers a little bit behind Cedric. Cedric, I don't like being around so many people. Can we go somewhere a little further away?
Well, with all due respect, the carnival might be a bad place for that to be a problem.
Yeah, the carnival is like chaos in its essence. Like, it's just loud and noisy and everything everywhere all the time.
You seem to have some familiarity with it.
Sorry. I work here. It's my day off.
You work here?
You come to your place of business on your day off? That seems odd. I mean, I guess I can't judge, but
we don't like to go too far. You go into town, you get drunk in town, the carnival leaves, and then you're stuck drunk in town. So you don't like to go too far.
That's fair.
Very much is.
Pardon my manners. My name is Amara Celtis, and you are?
Buttons. Alistair Buttons.
She giggles a little bit at his last name.
It's a Haragon thing.
That's a very nice name.
It's a family name. Strong.
I'm calling your coach.
In Haragon, buttons mean he who lifts.
Oh my god.
God.
Wonderful. Well, now that we're acquainted, I guess, could you tell us a little bit about the carnival?
Have you, is this your first time?
My second, actually, but I was quite young the first time.
I have two specialties myself. I work on the mine, and I work on the big top.
Huh.
I would want to say to Gordon, too, I'd look at Gordon and be like, now, we haven't dealt with your face. You do have a standard, like, half-elf face. Maybe that's all there is to that. But your face is odd, too.
I no longer feel bad about almost being racist about a bunny.
Just one of those half-elfin faces.
All right. Well, to begin with, I'm going to pretend that came from a place not of malice and pretend it was never said in the first place. Second of all, I don't.
I can't tell you got the pointy ears and the pointy nose. And...
Oh, this is going to be a long, long trip.
As he says that, Alistair, you know that the longer you wait out here, the less likely it is there will be any of the welcome gifts left for your new acquaintances here.
Is the line moving and we're falling behind?
The line is moving and you are falling behind.
Okay. We best keep up. You can miss some of the best goodies if you don't get in there fast.
Goodies?
So we have to get in.
Jinx.
Excuse me. And she shores herself up and starts moving towards the front. You say you work here. How long have you worked here?
Give or take 16 years? 8 years? 8 years. 8 years. Definitely 8 years. 8 years.
Oh, so Laura looked really happy when you said 16 and then you said 8 and then she looked kind of sad. Oh, I see.
Gordon, I'm gonna say that him saying
here longer than that, but 8, yeah.
I'm going to say that him living 8 years, in your investigation into the carnival, you did learn that the interval the carnival goes to any specific destination is 8 years exactly. So that means that either this is a coincidence and he's from somewhere else in that same year span, or that this person comes from this same world as you.
Get back. Oh.
Would you mind? Haringons are kind of rare around here. You said that you'd met one before. Which one? Sorry, of you. You're all new people. Which one of you said you'd seen a Haringon before?
Oh, me. I accidentally followed one in the carnival. I didn't really go to the carnival per se. I kind of accidentally visited it.
You happen to remember what he looked like?
And she like kind of looks at. She takes like a really hard look, like kind of like an artist that's actually examining the subject, and like pictures him but taller, and like maybe a little bit more of a gray. And actually, he looked like he might be related to you. I think.
Out of character, you have a picture of him, right?
I do. Do you want me to go ahead and show that to?
Oh no, sorry. I meant. Well, I know JD has a picture of him. I meant.
Oh yeah.
I meant
Actually,
Mara drew a picture of him.
Oh, actually, yeah. She digs through her bag and she flips to the page. It's pretty far back because 8 years. But she pulls out a piece of paper where it's actually ripped out of the sketchbook. Like you can tell that this is a new sketchbook, but this was a previous sketch that was put in the sketchbook for sentimentality. And she hands it to you.
Alistair, you look down at this picture and give me a charisma saving throw, Alistair.
Oh, God.
Can you flash up the picture for the people?
Yeah, I'll go and flash it up for everyone.
Oh, we have a picture of older Alistair?
We do have a picture of older Alistair. I'm gonna actually put it on, I'm gonna do the cowl thing and put it down as a token and then flash it up for everyone.
Oh, that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual, so, like that? Nope, not like that. There we go.
Oh, the teethers. Oh my gosh. Your stick has a bird's head on it. Or is that a weird radish? What the fuck?
Maybe a turnip?
I think it's a carrot.
I think it's a turnip with an eye in it.
That definitely looks like a
I
turnip.
assumed it was a bird skull.
It does look like a fish also. It's very strange.
It looks like a magic eye.
I agree, and I just assumed carrot because I'm a rabbit racist.
Fair.
And
So
Also-
Kyle, how's that charisma saving throw looking?
There's a
I'm
fucking...
distracted doing it now.
There's a bear with a fucking mug on top of him.
That is
And a Band-Aid.
adorable.
I love...
Alistair, you look down at this picture and your eyes can't focus on it. You cannot look at this picture directly. It just doesn't make sense to you. It's probably just a shitty sketch.
That's different than I was gonna do with it. Okay.
That's rude.
Zalora looks over her shoulder and says, "That's actually really nice, young one. I love the soft watercolors you have on that." And kind of ruffles her hair.
Alistair, that's weird. Maybe something's wrong with your eyes then.
And she kind of squeezes your shoulder for support and kind of backs away slowly.
Aw, thank you.
I
was a lot younger when I did it, to be fair.
It's wonderful as always.
She's always had a talent.
But I take it that it's not somebody that you recognize? I mean, I would imagine this was 8 years ago, so if you started here 8 years, then it would stand to reason that you would at least
I think.
know
Sorry,
each other?
I think our timelines got messed up out of character. So I've been, because I know I met one of you 16 years ago and one of you 8 years ago. And I thought Gordon was 8 years ago and you were 16, but maybe I got that mixed up. Is it the other way around? It was 8
I
for
was
you and 16 for
16
Gordon?
because I was real little.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why. Kyle got that mixed up. Sorry, all good. Okay. Yeah, I was here, but I can't even, like, when I look at this paper, it just looks like a fuzzy, maybe there's a bunny there, but, like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it could be a racial thing. I had
All
never.
herringons look the same to herringons?
I had never actually drawn a herringon. I didn't even know the name until, actually, a little while after that.
Zalora, while your companions are discussing this, I believe you seem to be approaching the ticket counter. So you start to approach, and the line
Oh,
is...
I'm so far.
The line is kind of pushing around you, but you have steeled yourself for this. And you walk up to a diminutive goblin who is holding an ear trumpet. And he says, right. Hello. You've come for a ticket then?
I already got one.
You don't have yours in hand yet, Alistair. But you know that one has been purchased for you.
Yeah. I thought I had gotten it, like, from my coworker. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, one should be ready for me to pick up.
All right. Name?
You know who I am.
He gives you a sly look, and he's like, everybody's gotta say their name. It's a rule. You know that as well as I do.
Mr. Buttons.
All right, Alistair Buttons. He starts looking, he pens down your name, and he looks down and says, that's something. Huh. And I think it has something specific here. Give me 1 second. He pulls out an ornate wooden box with the initials NM, which you know to be one of Nicholas's specific boxes that in which he holds tickets. And he opens it and says, Alistair, you have 4 other tickets here, under 4 other names. Are you bringing a bunch of dates? I didn't know you were such a player.
I only heard about the one.
Well, I have a ticket here for Zalora Nemaria. I have one for an Amara Celtis. I've got one here for a Cedric Ignister, and one for a Gordon Birkin.
That's me. You said you didn't know us.
You're Gordon Birkin?
No, I'm Zalora.
That makes more sense. Yes.
And,
this isn't coming out of my pay, right? I don't know that I have the money to be buying 5 tickets.
Oh, no. You didn't buy these, dear boy. These were from, he pulls out a little monocle and looks at a note. An anonymous benefactor.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
That's needlessly mysterious, I think.
Seems someone knew that we were coming. Before we knew we were coming.
Well, here are your tickets, and here are your butterfly wings. He hands you each. What was that? I'm sorry?
I said, what?
He hands you each a ticket, on the back side of which are 8 circles, and he hands you a pair of fake butterfly wings, one for each of you. And he says, "It's the rules. Every guest wears the butterfly wings." He actually shakes his shoulders, and you see he's also wearing butterfly wings.
I hate this.
So confused. I didn't wear butterfly wings the last time I was here.
You didn't have
He narrows his eyes. Well, did you have a ticket last time you were here?
I don't know. I kind of washed up.
Well,
and you were just...
No matter. It's a ticket now and a butterfly wing. Butterfly wings? A pair of wings? It's some wings to go with it.
Wait, did you... Zalora, did you also not purchase your ticket?
Well, I was out in the sea, and I saw these lights, and I followed them, and I just came. And
so
it was here. Yes, I didn't... I had no idea what this was the last time I came.
Did
Of
we?
this character, should we be admitting to having snuck into this carnival, which is an
You-
illegal act?
You see Nicholas kind of looking at the five of you, and he says, "Well, it's in the past, and we can't very well do anything about it now. Off with you then. I had more people from whom I need to take money."
All right.
You five are ushered further into the carnival. As you walk inside, Alistair had mentioned goodies that are given to people as you get in, and in fact, you see, I mentioned a treant earlier.
I usually wander on my own on my day off, but being that we had the same ticket person, can I just stick together?
I think that someone wanted us to be together if they've all got our names with tickets on them. Yeah? Just,
Rather disturbing coincidence, but
I think...
I mean, this whole thing's been a disturbing coincidence.
Yeah, we don't really know you, though, so... maybe keep your distance a little bit.
It does seem weird that you all kind of know each other, and I don't know who the heck you are.
I wouldn't call that weird.
But like, why am I with you? Why?
The five of you
don't
are
know. We
interrupting
should
your
probably ask
discussion
you.
by a treant who is wandering through groups of people. He's shaking his head, and you should all see the image I flashed up. He's shaking his head, and as he does so, his leaves rustle, and you see small seeds and dandelions falling off of the leaves. Some of them are caught by children or other carnival goers, and you see them burst into glitter. A couple of them turn into gold, into a single gold piece, as the carnival goers gasp and laugh. Does anyone in the party attempt to catch something that he's scattering?
Zalora will intentionally
I would.
step away from what he's scattering, not sure what it is, and having this never happened to her before.
I want to go
Fantastic.
touch it. Kind of like when you go touch bubbles that are being popped.
Oh, you're gonna you
Amar,
don't pop. You're
don't-
gonna like something else that goes on the calendar. Let me tell you.
You shouldn't just
Calendar.
grab things that... Oh my.
So Gordon and Amara, give me dexterity checks if you would be so kind.
I shied away yesterday, but that was because of the flower. I would like a dandelion. So,
Lovely. So Gordon got an Jesus Christ, you two.
High five.
Okay. You actually managed to both catch 2 of the seeds that he's dropping. Alistair, it's a straight dexterity check, not acrobatics. So what is that minus
Sorry,
your...
okay, cool.
So that would be what, a 17 minus your proficiency? Is that right? Oh, all right. Damn.
Wow.
So
Nothing
yeah,
is not
Gordon and Amara, nothing if not consistent. Gordon and Amara catch 2 of the seeds each. Alistair, you catch 1. And I'm going to...
Would we catch?
You catch several of the sycamore seeds that Northwind is scattering. Gordon, one of the seeds that you catch bursts, and you are holding a gold piece in your hand. The other one glimmers with a blue-white light. You gain the following personality trait. I am easily amused.
Oh dear.
Everything just seems a little bit more delightful to you.
Huh. Interesting. Trepidation just kind of melted away.
Oh, Gordon, I'm sorry. You do not get a gold piece. You actually get what is effectively a bardic inspiration die. So the seed that burst kind of shimmers around you, and you feel yourself buoyed a bit by, like, joy. Anytime between now and the next dawn, you can add 1d8 to an ability check that you make.
Ooh.
Amara, you get a gold piece, as well as the I am easily amused character trait.
I mean, that's already kind of my character.
You are now even more easily amused.
Oh boy. Okay.
Alistair, you also get that D8. The sea that you catch bursts into golden light, and you feel like a little halo of feathers appear around your head before vanishing. And between now and the next dawn, you get a D8 that you can use on one ability check.
Are there any dandelions on the ground?
The dandelions, I actually made a mistake, are being given by a squirrel who is running around the feet of people and like climbing up their legs and handing them dandelion seeds to make wishes on.
I love this.
No, stop. Get it away from me. Get it away from me. It's gonna eat me.
The squirrel runs up to you, Zalor, and goes, "Wow, I need to be rude." Okay. All right. I get the picture.
Like, mad at this shit.
What was it?
Cedric, do you accept a dandelion seed from the squirrel?
Well, I'll accept one.
Lovely. Make a wish. And the squirrel runs off. And Alistair, you want a dandelion seed as well?
Yes, please.
You get a dandelion seed, and the squirrel, who you know to be named Red, says, "Oh hey, enjoy the carnival, Alistair. Have a good time."
Yeah, I eat the dandelion seed.
That's not okay. Huh. It's not the first time. It's always kind of weird, though.
You probably shouldn't eat things that strange little creatures give you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Buttons.
Oh my.
Okay. Also, we caught 2 things. What was the second thing?
Amara, you caught one that became a gold piece, and you caught one that gave you the "I am easily abused" trait.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought the gold piece gave me the "I am easily amused"
Nope,
thing.
they are separate things.
Okay. Do I put... I guess we can't really add to our personality traits without taking away the other ones?
I think it's a free text field in D&D Beyond, is it not? Put it into your notes, if not.
I put it in notes other.
Perfect. That'll work just fine. Just remember that everything just seems a little bit more delightful.
Right, that's why I laughed, like, at the squirrel thing.
I love that. Cedric! Wow.
Zalora also is like, there are strange land customs I just don't get.
Oh, come on, you two. It's well, not a party, but lighten up a little.
It's
Besides,
carnival!
The tree looks at you, Gordon, and says, "It's basically a party. Every day." And he scatters some more seeds around.
That just sounds stressful.
Zahara makes sure to, like, stay as far away from them as possible.
Aw, you don't want to dance?
I don't take things from strangers.
Oh.
But
The
they said
tree
it was
looks-
part of the carnival, right? So isn't this, I mean, part of the show?
Do you trust everyone you meet at carnivals? That gives you things.
I generally trust the staff at most places. You can always trust staff.
The tree kind of wanders away a little disheartened by what Zalora said.
Oh, look, you made him sad.
Amar, you can't trust everyone you meet. Sometimes you don't know who has a job here. For all you know, it's a drifter who's killed someone in the past and is looking for their next prey, and this is a good cover for them going place to place.
I mean, we are aware that they do work here.
Right, I mean, that's dark, even for, like, I deal with my family on a consistent basis.
Besides, we can at least take a little bit of time to relax. Well, not relax, but enjoy ourselves a little. Besides, you know what they say. When in Baldur's Gate, do as the locals do.
I'm not here to relax. I'm here to find out what happened. You've lost something, I've lost something. Let's find it.
Oh, that's right. I did almost forget for a minute there.
Even
well.
so, we'll stick out like a sore thumb if we don't at least try to enjoy ourselves.
I guess I will take a look out for you then, if you wish to enjoy yourselves, as long as we stay on task.
Exactly.
As she says that, do the fairy wings, like, give off glitter? Like, do they shake or anything like that? Because I really want a scene where Amara's just, like, her short little self is, like, jumping to see the glitter come off of it.
Yes. Yes, they absolutely do. What I will say, though, is that, like, they shake glitter, but it doesn't go anywhere. It,
Just
like,
kinda hangs
puffs
in the
around
air.
in the air and then just vanishes.
I am very amused by this.
So, the party has an entire carnival to go explore. So at this point, it's kind of up to y'all what you want to do and where you want to go.
I'd like to go to the lost property sign.
Oh god, is there a
I was
lost and
literally
found?
just gonna say that. I was gonna say I looked around and then I go to the lost property.
There absolutely is a lost property sign.
Find a map. It says lost property. Well,
Seems like a good place to start.
Oh, I did neglect that. I'm sorry. Nicholas did also give you maps of the carnival.
I figured. I just went to Ren Fair a couple weeks ago, so I know how this
Right.
works.
I
So
don't
at
go
least
outside,
Cedric and
but I assume-
Zalora... Dolphin. Cedric and Zalora are headed to the lost property wagon. Is anyone else following them, or are y'all going somewhere else?
I'm gonna tag along behind them. That seems like a
Lovely.
good start.
How about Alistair and Gordon?
I'll follow the group. So I'm not missing anything. But if y'all are missing something from when you were here before, makes sense.
Logically
So,
speaking, it would be the first place to go.
so y'all head to the lost property wagon. Outside the wagon is a tremendously large feline creature with midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears massive fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. And the creature is currently roughhousing with a pair of young boys. One of the boys, as it's tossed into the air by one of the creature's tentacles, squeals, "Again, Durla, again!" While the other hangs on to the creature's neck.
So Laura's eyes gets really big, and she kind of cracks a smile. She's like, "Oh, too many armed things playing. So reminiscent."
I love that. Oh, sorry.
No, go right ahead, go right ahead.
I love that they made the tentacles part of the wings.
I
That is
know,
so good.
right?
Oh
It's
yeah, it's not as
fantastic.
creepy. I like that.
So the creature looks up at the five of you as you approach, though you can tell part of its attention is still on the two boys who are climbing around him, though one of them is kind of glancing around as he does so. And he says, "Can I help you?" I'm sorry, could y'all not hear me?
No.
No, we could.
He says, "Can I help you?"
Hello, my name is Cedric Mister. I'm looking for a. As you see Cedric stumble on his words, as he gets to this moment he never thought he'd be able to get to. It's very uncharacteristic of him.
The creature seems patient to wait for you to find your words. The two boys, however, seem annoyed by the lack of attention they're getting from the creature.
I give Durl a nod.
He nods to you, Alistair. The rest of you do see that on that keg around under his neck is an emblazoned plaque reading Durlagron, which you guess to be the creature's name.
Delagron, each of us have lost something here the last time we came, and we're looking for a way to find it again. This is lost property, yes?
It is. But there are many things that go lost at this carnival that are never seen again. As he says that, one of the
foreboding.
boys, kind of frustrated by the lack of attention, has wandered into the wagon itself. and you hear a rustling as he comes out holding what looks like a small, somewhere between like a baseball and a soccer ball sized sphere that is perfectly reflective and shiny on all sides. And he looks at his reflection and giggles, and Derligron turns to look at him, and all of you are shocked when he starts snarling. Alistair, you've never heard this sound from Derligron before. And he flicks his tentacle at the boy and snaps the ball out of his hands. And the boy stands shocked as Derligron collects the ball and keeps snarling. And the boy bursts into tears and runs off into the crowd. And Derligron seems to come to himself and say, "Wait! Damn it." The other boy, who is sitting near Derligron, kind of shakes, and Derligron says, apologies. He scoops up the other boy in one of his large paws, and he says, "Don't you run off now."
You want me to bring some apple juice to that other kid?
Actually, Alistair, if you would, please. I can't leave this little one alone, or much less the rest of the wagon. I shouldn't have done that.
I mean, it's my day off, but I'm always happy to help a friend.
It seems that what he had was something important that maybe children shouldn't be playing with?
This belonged to my son. It is the only thing I have left of him.
Oh.
I didn't know that I'd left it there in the wagon. If you would, please, I need to apologize to poor Arlo.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'll get a cup of some of that coffee apple juice.
Yeah, he pours a bit of it with one of his tentacles into a cup for you. If you would go find the boy, I would be in all of your debt.
At that, you see Cedric unfurl his wings as he starts to fly above the crowd and head to go look for the boy.
Alright, yeah, anyone who is searching for him can go ahead and give me a perception check. Cedric, you're looking from the air. Go ahead and do it with advantage.
Wings are nice.
That
A 9
never
in
gets
perception
us
is not.
Christ on
My
high,
perception is
y'all.
horrifying.
Oh my god!
I have ascended!
Gordon,
No, that's me.
Gordon, I don't think this is your first time looking for a missing child.
Amara
My
beat you to
God.
it, though.
Okay, so Amara and Gordon have in fact sucked all the luck out from their party members.
And ourselves, though, Jesus.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here, kids.
Oh god.
So Gordon, this is not your first time hunting for a lost child, and armed with a map of this carnival, you can probably figure out where this kid is going. Amara, as you look around, the fact that you can remember in vivid detail what this boy looks like, what he was wearing, and what he sounds like, is a tremendous boon to you. The two of you actually branch off in different directions across the carnival. And the both of you reconvene, and here, at a nearby candy stall. But not at the stall, behind it, where you find young Arlo crying. It took you no less than, 7 minutes to find him. So you have Arlo crying by himself behind the stall.
I just kind of glance over with a very questioning look. I don't know what to do with kids.
I'll take it from here. This is actually a little weird for Amara, I feel like, because she is the youngest of her family, so I don't think she sees a lot of other younger children. But she is going to kind of like walk very slowly over and crouch down on the ground and say, I think someone misses you very much.
The boy looks up and he says, I didn't mean to make him mad. I just wanted to see the ball.
He knows.
Am I in trouble?
I don't think so. He sent us to try and find you. I don't think he meant it. Sometimes adults say things without knowing their true intention. But he is sorry.
On top of that, people do occasionally act irrational when certain things happen, and I'm certain it was just a lapse in judgment.
Go ahead, one of the two of you, and give me a persuasion check. Oh, shit. Yeah, so the two of you kind of, like, talk softly to him and, like, get him out of that, that fit he was having. And he sniffles and says, Can you take me back to him? I think I should say sorry.
Of course. And Amara holds out her hand.
And the boy, Arlo, takes it.
Yay.
So as Gordon and Amara are bringing the boy back, Cedric, you were looking around for the boy. You don't see any sign of him. I'm going to say that Cedric kind of wandered over in this area to look for him. From the sky, you don't see him. You do see something else, though. You see this kind of gross little creature, no taller than 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet tall if it stands up straight, darting among the crowd. As it gets near someone, you notice that the person it stopped near isn't wearing butterfly wings like the rest of the crowd. And that person pauses, as if struck dumb for a second. And Cedric, give me either an investigation or a perception check.
Definitely perception. Make sure I'm not at advantage. 18.
Cedric, you see something fly out of that person's pack and into this little creature's hand. Cedric, I am going to put something in the note tab that you can see. If you look under NPCs under Witchlight Carnival, you should see another little figure. Go ahead and take a look at that for me, because that's the thing that you see.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh. Meanwhile, Alistair, Zalora, Cedric has kind of gone off by himself into the sky, so I think you're maybe a little bit kind of lost. I'm gonna say that you followed Gordon for a little bit, but you got distracted in your search when right around this area, you heard a song. And it was a woman's voice singing what sound like vocal warm-ups to you, trilling up and down across scales. And I think that catches your attention.
Okay. So Laura would like stop to listen to it for a second and kind of get misty-eyed, and then she'd go in the search of whoever had that voice.
Absolutely. Zalora, you head further along towards Silver Song Lake, as your map tells you. This one's a bit less secret than what Dalton saw, so I'm just going to flash it up for everyone. You see a sign that, is there a sign? Yeah, you see a sign, that says, "No attendance fee. Come be serenaded by Palasha the Mermaid." And you see this figure. Currently, she is half out of this massive glass bowl. And she is singing scales to herself as the water from her bowl rises up around her and forms crystalline shapes that resonate with her voice, harmonizing with her. There are a few other people who are listening to her sing, but the crowd has not yet fully formed, as it seems that her scheduled performance has yet to begin.
I want to walk up and put my hand against the bowl and go, "Sister."
You hear, whoa, I don't think, oh, sister. And she leans over the bowl at you, looking down, and she says, what has brought you so far from the sea?
You just see like a single tear comes down her cheek, and she said,
oh no, dear one.
"The last time I was here, my song, it's gone."
She puts a delicate hand to her mouth, and leans up a bit straighter, and she says, I cannot imagine. She holds out a hand to grasp yours. You have nothing but sympathy for your loss from me, sister. I pray you will find peace. I pray you will find your song again.
So Laura, like, shakingly touches her hand very, like she's scared to do it because she's been hurt so many times before. And she grasps and she's like, "Do you know anything? Do you know where I could find it?"
Palasha's eyes are cast to the side. So Laura, give me an insight check if you would be so kind.
That bitch better not have my voice. I have really bad insight. Oh, 18.
Ooh, okay. Let me tap out one thing really quickly. You get the impression from her body language that there is something that she knows. But what she says to you is, I don't know that I can give you anything in specific about your voice, darling sister. But I will say that this carnival is strange and many splendored. There might be someone here who can better assist you. Have you spoken to the owners, Misters Witch and Light?
I have not. I just found my way here. I went to Lost and Found first, but...
Der Legrand is a delight.
So many arms. So nice, isn't it?
So many arms. He gives wonderful hugs if you feel the need for comfort. But she thinks for a second. Perhaps. And she leans over the bowl suddenly. Go to the Hall of Illusions. There might be someone there who might be able to assist you. But know this. No one who works for the carnival means you any harm, sister. This is a good place. Of that, I can assure you. And that, from your insight check, you know is something she believes steadfastly.
Thank you, sister. You are safe here. You're here because you want to be.
I am. The carnival has given me a place to belong and a chance to see so many worlds beyond my own. And she puts a hand to her heart. It's given me something to love. There is nothing more that I could ask.
Thank you for your help.
I pray that you find what you're looking for, dearest.
Thank you. I would love to hear you sing just a little bit, a song from our
Please.
Hound.
My performance is scheduled in just a few hours. I would be ever so delighted if you would come listen.
I cannot sing anymore, but I do play. I would love
Perhaps
for us
some
to sing a
accompaniment
song.
would be delightful.
My name is Zalora, by the way.
Zalora. Even without a song, your name is a melody. I am Palasha, and the honor of knowing you is mine.
Thank you, sister. I fear I must go. I hope I shall see you again.
You shall. She bows to you and continues to trill her scales as you head onwards. Alistair, what were you doing as the party dispersed to search? Were you searching as well? I don't see where you rolled. You got a 6 and an 8.
The 8 was a mistake, so I got a nat 1.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Buddy.
You tell me what I found.
Huh.
Damn it, I muted. I said, oh, bunny.
Oh, bunny.
That's some nice dirt right there.
What do you find on a nat 1 zone?
Oh, boy.
Alistair, on a nat 1, you are wandering around this area, around the bubble pop teapot, when you, as you are searching, hear, "Buttons! There you are! What the hell are you doing? We have people to work!" And you see Zafixo approaching you in the crowd.
Yeah, buddy, old pal.
Alistair, shut the hell up! We have work to do. There are things falling apart in the mine. My all-seeing eye is practically collapsing in on itself. Do you have any idea how I work without you? Here's a hint. It's not very well. I've become a little dependent on you and those nasty little legs of yours. Come on! Zafixo has...
I keep trying to get a word in edgewise, but every time I try to talk, he just keeps going.
No. Zafixo is an unstoppable roller coaster of words.
I keep pointing back to where my friend, my new acquaintances were. I'm like, no, but I got that.
I'm gonna say, Cedric, you see Alistair, you see this Harangon that you met get grabbed by a dwarf whose garb is mismatched, to put it lightly. And he's currently being dragged against his will down the thoroughfare.
Oh, does Zafixo have a look?
I don't have an image for him, unfortunately. Okay. No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But Zafixo is a soot-covered dwarf who's wearing an eccentric collection of stitched together pieces of leather and cloth. That look like he has lost a lot of outfits over the years and has put together what he can salvage out of them into one look.
Have I lost track of the figure?
I'm gonna say that as you turn, when you hear the commotion of Zafixo and Alistair, you look back and the figure is gone.
After some cursing in an infernal, he would head over to Alistair as a very tall tiefling comes down, being 6'10", dwarfing the two.
You're 6'10"? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay. You land, and Zafixo looks up at you and says, hello, sir. Did you need something?
Yes. I see you're trying to steal a friend of mine.
Zeph, I tried to tell you, Zeph, today's my day off.
Oh! That has been on my calendar. Yep, okay, that was on me. That one's on me.
I mean, if you really need me,
No, Alistair, shoot. No, I forgot to get it back up for you. I think Witch has one of those unseen servants running around. I can get one of those. Hey, buddy, look, he presses a silver piece into your hand, Alistair, and says, go get yourself some pop carrots on me, okay, buddy? I'm sorry.
All right. Thanks, Zeph.
Yeah, you're welcome. Enjoy the carnival. Saints, you tall. And Zefixo wanders off.
I'd say to Cedric, I'd be like, thanks. That guy, once he gets going, he's a locomotive. He's got his own inertia.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the sort. Many nobles are like that.
So I'm gonna say that around that time, y'all start to reconvene around the lost property tent. Amara and Gordon, you have brought the boy back.
I have a quick
when
question.
Yeah, what's up?
When you said the Hall of Mirrors before? Is that the Hall of Illusions you were talking about?
It is. I should have said Hall of Illusions. Thank you for checking.
Okay.
There are mirrors, which confused me.
I do not have a lot of strength, but Amara is using as much of her strength as she can to like swing the boy around with her arm.
That's the cutest fucking thing.
I mean, a 10 in strength is average, so... Like,
yeah, he's a young
9.
boy, so even with a negative modifier, it's not hard to do. What I am going to say is, Amara or Gordon, give me a performance check to, like, make Arlo laugh.
I am not proficient in that.
I am!
Holy
she
shit.
rolled it at 20.
Not that it fucking
Are you
matters!
fucking kidding me?
Amara! Okay. Amara
It's
and
the
Gordon,
pixie
the two of you are, like, dancing and playing with this child as you walk down the thoroughfare. A couple of other Witchlight hands bearing, like, big, bold, gold and orange and black monarch butterfly wings notice you doing that and start, like, prancing around you and sprinkle you with pixie dust.
Hey.
Gordon and Amara, you start floating. For the next minute, you have a fly speed of 30 feet.
Let's go fly a kite up to the
additionally,
highest high.
You feel you feel the
here.
mood around the carnival start to lighten.
Oh, that's cute.
And we return to the lost property tent as Amara, Gordon, and Arlo kind of float their way back down.
Fucking Mary Poppins style.
It's pretty much Mary Poppins style, yeah.
Reality versus
That was the first time I've played in the air.
Same?
Arlo is laughing to himself wildly as he goes down, and he sobers up kind of as he lands and looks at Durlagron, and Durlagron looks at him and bows deeply and says, Arlo, and Arlo says, I'm sorry! I shouldn't have touched it, I'm sorry! And Durla laughs and says, no, I should not have reacted the way that I did. The fault lies with me. You're a good boy, Arlo. And Arlo runs up and hugs Durlagron around the neck. And a collective aww. And Durlagron says, thank you for your assistance in locating him.
Either in or out of character. Is he watching these kids because they're lost property, or is he watching them like he also serving as like a nursery?
So Durlagron is Durlagron is one of like the most trusted people in the entire carnival. It's not unusual for parents to leave children with him if they have to like run a certain errand in the carnival or something.
Okay.
You can also ask Durlagron that if you would like.
Yeah, well, I figured I would know in character, but I think it would be a good thing to say, like, Daryl, when I first saw the kids around you, I thought, like, there was something, like, because you guard the lost property, and, like, maybe the kids were lost property, and then that'd make it all really sad. So
no, Alistair, no. I apologize for the confusion. No, the children's mother is currently collecting their father, who wandered off into the big top at some point earlier. I'm expecting them back soon.
Zalor kind of runs up and kind of just, like, grabs Cedric's sleeve and tugs, and she leans in and she's like, they have a mermaid here, and she told me that I might find some answers at the Hall of the Illusions. She wanted to help me, but she couldn't. I guess. But she did say that none of the employees here want to hurt us. And she really believed it. So I think we should go to the Hall of Illusions.
Zalora, are you saying that loud enough for Durlagron to overhear? I'll let you decide whether you are or not.
No, I was kind of pulling lightly and saying it like very softly because I don't
Gotcha.
know anyone as well as him.
Sure. For the other three of you, Durlagron is still like chatting with you idly. But Cedric and Zalora continue, please.
I'll make sure we make their post haste.
What was that? Sorry.
I'll make sure we make our way there post haste.
So now that the Arlo is back, maybe we should ask what we had been meaning to ask in the first place.
About your lost things, yes. It is possible that I know of them.
They're not.
He reaches into the wagon. Are they a sweatshirt?
No.
No.
Are they a single left shoe?
Well, I don't know about everyone else's.
Let me
How
try
about
one
this?
more.
How about this hand fan? Flap.
It's
No, but
a-
that seems very convenient to have in a hot carnival day.
Is
Can I
it
try that
yours?
shoe on?
Yes, Alistair, you may. It is a size 7 in men's.
Oh no. I'm a size 15 boys.
I don't know what the conversion rate there is.
I have really
I have
But
paws.
for children, I have really small feet for adults.
I mean, technically, he also has paws, I think.
It's not the same.
Yeah, you just think paws are the same. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, of course they're not the same, but they're not called anything different. You don't call a Harengon's paws anything different from a cat's paws. I'm assuming that it's some form of cat. I actually may have overstepped that. Anyway,
I'm a displacer, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
what's a displacer?
how lovely.
Durlagon kind of smiles, and
My curiosity has gotten
and
the
the
better
younger
of me.
boy says, oh, "Durla, do the trick! Do the trick!" And Durla like tenses his shoulders, and he shifts, and suddenly there are 2 Durlagrons flickering in and out of the same space.
That one's Durla and that one's Gron.
Ha ha ha! Oh, that joke never gets old. He relaxes his muscles and he reverts back to just 1. And he says, "We are a species of beast capable of masking our location through ethereal translocation.
So, like,
At least that's how Mr. Witch describes it. I just know that I can phase in and out of existence.
I suppose that's a handy tool.
It's not actually that useful for day-to-day life.
It'd be a little bit useful for, like, managing children.
There aren't actually 2 of me. That's the
Oh.
problem.
Oh.
Yeah,
no.
it just looks like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and for instance, my thing is a little bit more incorporeal. I think I lost my ability to see color the last time I was here.
Durlagon's
you ever heard of
eyes
that?
widen? No. When did you lose
How one's
that?
memory for faces. Is that typically a thing that disappears?
Durlagon like whips around to look at you. I've never seen a memory appear in my wagon. No.
What about a voice or a song?
I'm going to guess that the things that you have lost are perhaps a little beyond my pay grade.
But you work here, surely you should know if something like that would happen, what the procedure would be.
Pauses. I don't. Dramatically strums. Fuck you. It's possible that Misters Witch and Light might be of more. Wait. He looks at you, Zalora. You lost your voice? Your song?
Yes. I
Candlefoot also lost his voice.
Who?
Candlefoot. He attends the Hall of Illusions. He's
That would make sense.
he's a mime all the time, but normally he's capable of speech, but
I shall.
earlier today he lost it
Today?
entirely. Yes.
Is he working today?
He is. You'll find him at the Hall of Illusions.
Was he working yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, then I have no idea.
I have a question about something I've seen.
I will do my best to answer. You have a friend in me.
Do you know anything about a green gremlin-looking creature wearing a brownish tunic and glassy large eyes?
Unless such a thing exists among the guests, no, I
Does
cannot
that-
say that I do.
Sound like anything to me?
Alistair, roll me a straight luck check if you would be so kind.
What is that?
It's just D20.
Yes, a luck check is just 1d20, and that's an 18. Alistair, I'm going to say that about a week and a half ago, you recall, I'm going to add this as well to your journal so you can see it. Same thing as with Dalton, if you would be so kind as to take a peek into the Witchlight NPCs, you will find a creature named Small Mysterious Figure. You recall having seen that darting amongst the crowd. You didn't really pay it any mind because in the various worlds that you go to, there's lots of weird shit running around the carnival. But it wasn't wearing butterfly wings. And it wasn't an employee that you know of.
No.
But Durlagron says,
so
I don't
creepy.
think I've seen something like that. In fairness, I tend to stay right here. I don't wander much.
Well, I saw it steal from a patron who did not have their wings on.
You saw it steal from a patron who didn't have their wings on. Patrons are required to wear their wings while they are within the grounds of the carnival.
That's the point. I don't know this. Do you? What happens if someone doesn't pay to get into the carnival? Therefore, they'd have no wings, right?
That's true. But I know that Nicholas does his best to ensure that no one enters the carnival without a ticket.
Cedric, I do think we have to talk, because I've also think I've seen that creature.
Then if I had to assume, the creature makes sure they pay in one form or another.
But I don't think the creature...
But they're not a member of the carnival?
Yeah, because Nicholas didn't say anything. We should go talk to Nicholas again.
I would advise against it. Nicholas is a busy little man. But
Maybe
he might have information. It's not
after-
impossible.
I mean, is the ticket booth... What time does the ticket booth close? Maybe we can talk to him after.
The ticket booth remains open all day, but it's possible that he may have a slow point.
Days
Alistair, though.
aren't long... Wait. Is it always day here?
We close at nightfall.
Oh.
Alistair. I don't know if you've noticed, but Misters Witch and Light have been on edge lately. I don't know if it's related to this mysterious creature that you've seen darting around, but keep an eye out. I don't believe all is well here.
I don't have many dealings with Mr. Witch, but yeah, maybe I could maybe I could see about Mr. Light.
Durlagron nods, and the party goes on their way.
Zalora would ask Cedric if he followed the creature at all.
I had not been able to. Alistair had gone,
Did you?
and my momentary distraction had lost the creature.
Yes.
Could you
your
by chance
friend
show me
actually
where you
paid.
saw?
That was two people at once. Can Wyatt go first, please?
You think you could show me where you saw this thing? I'd like to take a look around if I could.
Yeah, gladly.
I think it's also really important that we go to the Hall of Illusions if the mime, I forgot his name, lost his voice today. We have to talk to him. Maybe he saw something, or he could, I don't know, help us in some way?
Well, it's the only and best lead we have at the moment, so...
You all lost your thing after the carnival?
Yes.
Did you have butterfly wings?
I told you. I washed up at night. I saw the
No,
light.
I'm saying, like, the rest of the people. Did any of you have butterfly wings?
No.
Nope.
I think that's a pretty given assumption none of us have.
Though, since my object is of more permanence, I asked I forget his name.
Durlagron.
Durlagron, would you happen to have an ornate pendant bearing the sigil of arcane magic?
Durlagron kind of rustles through the wagon with one of his tentacles, and he pulls out a small crescent moon necklace. No, not that one. He pulls out a small flower pendant. Not that one either. He pulls out a little star-shaped necklace. Do stars count as arcane symbols?
No.
Then no. I apologize.
Well, so much for assuming this would go quickly.
Well, we
You
have until
never
nightfall.
told me. You never told me you lost anything, much less an actual item. I'm a little surprised.
Oh, you never asked.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I never really put two and two together that this carnival could be the cause of my sight loss.
I think not all of us feel comfortable telling everything we've lost if it's personal to us. I'm sorry.
Of course, and that's fair. Mine's a little bit more, obvious. She gestures to her eyes.
Your paintings are still lovely with or without your vision of color.
It's very sweet.
As the five of you pass off from the lost property tent, the camera pans up as time ticks onward along the Witchlight Carnival stay in this world. And as a few strums on a lute pass by our ears, I'm going to end the session here.
No.
It's about 9:43, so I want to have some time before we completely end this call to have a quick debrief with the party.
Oh, that's cool.
'Cause this was the first major session of WoW Beyond the Witchlight, so thank you all so much for playing. You've started to uncover some of the mysteries behind the Carnival Witchlight and found even more. So, how is everyone feeling? Questions, comments, concerns?
So just me noticing, like, the little time dials, does this mean we're only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
8.
7, 8 sessions?
Yep.
Or is there more after?
No. The carnival lasts for 8 hours in. There will be much more after the carnival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, each session will not be 1 hour within the carnival. It was this time because we had all your introductory sessions beforehand.
I was just curious because of the fact that I just noticed that. I was like, does this mean we're only having 8 sessions?
So the carnival lasts a day?
The carnival
Or a
lasts for
week.
1 day, and then it passes on to a new world.
Oh, okay.
If we don't leave before that time, do we stay in the carnival?
That is an interesting question, but so the actual in-universe answer is that guests are not allowed to stay after the end of the carnival. They are shooed out. Out of game, you have places to be.
Cool. Do we know that we're in the Feywild right now, or
You
is
are
that
not
still...
in the Feywild right now. You are
Okay,
still
we're
in
still in the
Faerun.
material. Okay,
Interesting.
Okay.
We gotta be
So,
on the case of the mime who lost his voice.
I know.
Which in game, that's why I was asking if like he worked the other day, because I'm like, if only people who sneak in lose it, but he can't sneak in as an employee, but he could sneak in as a guest, but he hasn't had a day off, so he wasn't a guest. So I'm like,
That's
how
true. There are many forces at work here.
Could be something's escalating, and it used to just be those it saw as a threat, as in sneaking in. But you know.
Or it's just really method acting. He used to talk, then he took like a vow of silence. That way he could be a mime 24/7.
Oh my god.
Amazing. So I hope that everyone had a wonderful time. I hope that y'all are enjoying my DM style.
Yes.
Jess,
Always.
did you draw a little heart and a musical note around Palash's lake?
Maybe.
That's adorable. I'm so glad.
Gonna say it's the only color that matches.
Plus,
So
That's
obviously we're skipping next week, right? Are we gonna get together on the 30th?
That is a very good question, Jess. Does anyone have any objections to playing on the 30th, which is the last day of November? It is the Tuesday. Are there any objections to it?
as of now, no. I'm not sure if my family will decide something otherwise, but I will keep you posted if something does occur.
Yeah, just let us know as soon as you know.
All right.
I never know what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
The Dalton
So yeah,
promise.
unless something comes up, we are going to plan to meet on the 30th. Here's a question, because we were starting at 7 due to commutes and to give me some time to recuperate after work, because Tuesdays are awful days for me at work every week. But would anyone object now to starting at 6:30 instead?
No,
I'd be down for that.
We should be able to. I'll know more after my first week of work what my actual work schedule will be.
Yeah.
Because we kind of make it, which is even more nerve-wracking than having a regular schedule, but...
Right, right.
You're an hour ahead of me, correct?
We are in Eastern Standard Time, so I'm not sure what you are, Dalton.
Y'all East Coasters.
It's about to hit 9 o'clock for me, so...
Oh, then yes, we are an hour ahead of you.
Then yeah, that should work. Especially on Tuesdays now, since I dropped my Tuesday class.
Okay, so 5:30 for Dalton, 6:30 for the rest of us, unless Wyatt is in Central.
I'm also in the Midwest.
So 5:30 for Wyatt as well. Is that a problem? I'm sorry. Yeah, 5:30 for Wyatt. Is that a problem?
It shouldn't be, although I might sleep in due to my job and my sleep schedule. If that's the case, I'll send somebody my number so you can spam my phone in case it happens.
Woohoo!
Fantastic.
Wake
So
up
for the
call for
spam.
Wyatt.
So for
You
the
should
time
just
being, we will plan
either-
on the 30th at 6:30.
Sounds
I
good.
interrupt Shannon, I think. Or Jess?
What? Oh yeah, I was gonna say Wyatt should just like put Roll20 on the background wherever you're sleeping and just Joe play loud music to wake him up.
When D&D starts, we'll all just be like, Wyatt!
Just come home, turn on the
I have
computer,
friends
blast
do
it
that.
full, and pass out.
Also, JD, real quick.
Yes.
Anything that's in those brackets that I just put in Sylvan Seekers is meant to be mental thoughts.
Oh,
Just-
cute.
If I ever type something in chat like that.
Gotcha. I love that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that clear because you had the treant react to it as if he was saying it.
Oh, did I?
When did
Yes.
you say something like that?
It was in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys were having a chat moment, so there was some text going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I didn't know that was internal. Thank you for confirming. I will react accordingly in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
we
wanted
often
to- I was, like,
RP in
letting
the
it pass,
chats while
but,
other
yeah.
people are talking because
Right. Normally, I assume that's spoken, but in this case, Dalton is correct. There was a tag for otherwise, and I did not recognize it.
You can also do like internal thoughts with like EM using the /EM
I've tried
command
that,
too.
but half the time the commands do not work for me and just delete my text. So I have
Oh.
just
Fun.
gone from the brackets.
fun.
That's weird. Yeah.
So, are there any other specific thoughts or questions in regards to this session?
No, it was pretty cool.
I
No,
love
I had
you.
a lot
Thank
of
you so
fun.
much.
It is always awkward trying to settle into the character the first few sessions,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I will say, y'all went for that investment immediately. I'm really happy with how y'all all jumped into this, because I know those like initial setting up scenes can be difficult to like really get into, but y'all jumped headfirst in there, and I want to thank you all for that. It was I had a ton of fun DMing for you.
It's interesting because we like normally with a lot of DM or not DM campaigns, it's more like subterfuge, and it feels like this one we're literally just going door to door saying, hey, have you stolen my voice? Hey, have you stolen my eyesight? And I kind of like that about it, that it's so like open and honest.
Say, I probably wouldn't have said something except it was literally a mermaid.
Right, that's
would,
fair.
She would, like, know how important that is.
I tell you what, when
That's
you
so
were like,
cute.
I want to be a siren who lost her voice, and I knew that Palasha was in this campaign, I was like, hell yes!
Awesome.
I'm
Just-
In an
I
8-hour
find
day,
it funny. I tried to come in with a serious attitude, and I've already got poofed with pixie dust, and now I'm just kind of here.
And now you're playing with children.
I am.
I'm just slowly realizing everyone else has lost like core characteristics to them, and I'm just looking for a memento, and I'm just like, yeah, mine doesn't really add up to your guys'.
Well, I mean, it's magic. Magic
It's
is
still
important.
critical.
Yeah.
I don't even know I've lost anything. So I'm just like,
I think it's funny. I tried to make this character like a, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Carefree to a point, like Spike Spiegel level stuff, and instead he's turning into a softie already on the first
I
section.
mean, I've seen Cowboy Bebop. Spike Spiegel is a softie.
Yeah,
I was
but
gonna ask me
I don't
something.
even have the hard shell anymore. I got poofed in the face, and now I'm just happy.
Was Kyle trying to ask me something earlier?
yes, I was gonna say, in the 8-hour day or whatever that we're allowed to go around,
Uh-huh.
based on the scale that we're seeing in the game, does it seem feasible that you could see the whole carnival in one visit?
Yeah, absolutely. What I will say is that each of your tickets have 8 spots for being punched. And most of the attractions cost 1 ticket punch. And I haven't done the counting, but I don't think you have enough punches to see everything. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Well, we're about to use one.
7, 8. No, because the games also cost punches.
We don't games. We could see all the attractions.
If you don't play games, you could see all but 1.
Okay.
I
There are
demand
9
the
major
full
attractions.
I have a secondary question to that then.
Sure.
Since there are points where if you don't have a punch, you wouldn't be able to make it. Are there would you be opposed to let's say when we're going to the Hall of Mirrors, I would have Cedric stand outside, and then the others would go, the people who want to go.
That's what I was going to suggest too. We might, in order to fully investigate, we might have to split up on certain rides, and yeah.
Well,
You might
question,
have to
if-
split up, gang.
If
You
we
have to
play
be the
games,
person-
do we win more punches?
Oh.
No.
Could we buy extra tickets at the ticket booth?
Or extra punches.
That's actually an interesting question. Can you purchase multiple tickets? I don't think there's any reason why you can't.
As someone who grew up in Disney, I would just like to say that I love the mental image of a 6'10" tiefling basically holding the stroller while all of us go on the ride.
That is very good.
Also, I hope you don't mind me hiding behind you a little bit, Dalton, because I am
So
a bit
I'm not
timid.
gonna lie. If it wasn't for the fact that it was just continuously going, I was gonna just insert that his wings would just kind of hide you.
Aw.
That's precious.
I'm so glad I made Amara so short now. This makes me so happy.
I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't buy more than 1 ticket and see more attractions or do things multiple times.
Because the whole thing
Wait,
is they
just
want to
forget-
make money. So.
Also, how
They
tall
wanna
is
make money.
everyone, by the way? Because I feel like I'm just in a party of shorties.
I'm 5'8".
How tall is Wyatt?
Gordon.
5'11", or let's talk about me. In that case, 6
Gordon.
foot even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 5'11".
5'11". And then, Kyle said,
He's tiny.
He's
Yeah.
like 3 to 4 feet.
I tell people 4 feet, but it's more on the 3 feet side.
Oh.
So he's 3'8", but he
And
says
also
4 feet.
I'm also counting my fully extended ears.
So you're 3'8", but you're 4'2" with the ears.
Oh no.
No, I'm more I'm 3 foot if you go the top of my head, and then I'm maybe 3'8" if you count the top of my head.
You're so tiny.
how tall is Amara?
About 5'4".
He baby.
Gordon, you are a giant.
And then
I
I'm
A
think
very
Amara's
wiry
literally
giant.
half the size. I don't know. How many centimeters is 5'4"?
Alan's making this up. Is 4 foot? Is like 3'8", 4 foot too small? Did I? Is it too small?
I mean, for a rabbit,
No, I
if-
love
when
it.
your size is small, not medium, it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you're good. Like, your size adds up.
All right. Well,
How much is a ticket?
164.
None of us
One
bought-
one adult ticket is 8 silver pieces.
Oh.
Oh,
I could buy that with my hands behind my back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you and Amara are noble-born. You have money to throw around.
Yeah,
I'm
I also
leeching.
didn't buy any extra equipment, so I still have the 75
solution.
extra you gave
I
me.
think you rich people need to buy us all extra tickets so we can all see the whole carnival.
163.
Cedric didn't buy any extra equipment. You're just running around with 75 gold pieces in your bag?
No, 100, because I also got 25 from being a noble.
Oh my god,
Same.
Cedric is fucking ballin' over here.
I didn't buy anything though. Like I spent most of my money. I only have like 36 left.
No, I didn't.
I got 7 gold and
buy-
8 silver. What are y'all talking about?
I
Oh my
didn't buy
God.
a single thing, because, like, I all my spells, none of them require materials or anything,
Nice.
and I have an arcane focus from the thing.
After my
Oh!
leer, I
I
have
like a
22
healing
gold, and I had to start selling my gear in my bag just so I could
Oh,
get
I
my
do
leer.
need to start doing that. Yeah.
I realized that I forgot something for you, Dalton.
I
Bloodline
like how my
spells.
detective background gives me a little notepad.
Ah,
It
That's
bloodline
actually
like-
gives me an incentive to make moves as a detective.
Dalton, while I'm thinking about it, add to your spell list Cause Fear and False Life. Those two are given to you by your bloodline for first level.
Nice.
You will get additional spells at levels 3, 5, and 7 as well.
So do they take up a spell slot, or is it just I have them?
I mean, they take spell slots to cast. They don't count against your spells known.
Do you mean fear? No, that's level 3. Where is cause fear? It's not in D&D. I'll need to manually do that one then.
Strange. Is Cause Fear not?
All right.
I would like to state that I'm
Now
pretty
we
sure
have
Gordon's
fire
already
spells.
making series.
It's a Xanathar spell, so it was on a Roll20's compendium.
Yeah, because I'm looking in sorcerer. Cause fear is.
It's not a sorcerer spell. It is given to you by your bloodline from the Warlock Wizard spell list.
Okay, let me look at warlock.
Okay.
There it is, cause fear. And then what is the other one?
False Life.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that
Where?
one.
Nice.
Where is that one? Is that's not warlock? Is it?
False Life, I believe, is also a Warlock Wizard. Oh no, it is a sorcerer spell.
All right.
Yeah, there it is, sorcerer.
I gotta get ready
All right,
for bed.
folks.
So night, everybody.
Yeah, I have to go
Good
pee like a
night.
racehorse. So
Okay,
thank
guys.
you all so much for playing. I hope you all had fun. I can't wait to see you all on the 30th.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
For hosting.
Bye-bye.
So just